674 eyeshadow palettes. That's my count of all the eyeshadow palettes in my makeup room right now. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. My name is Karen Harris. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I've been on these YouTube streets for quite some time, so if we haven't met before, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out. Welcome, grab a snack, sit on the couch, or maybe you're just cleaning your house while you watch this video. I'm going to show you guys all of the eyeshadow palettes in my makeup collection right now. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys my Pat McGrath collection. This is in no particular order. So this is Midnight Sun, which is definitely one of the prettier color stories. I just mourn the loss of this type of palette from Pat McGrath. I mean, it was like iconic. I am going to keep some of these, but I think there might be a few that leave my collection. This is Divine Rose, not really like a favorite color story. Very neutral, have not reached for a lot of these palettes in quite some time. This is Bronze Seduction. This is probably my favorite neutral palette from her. Has some really fun duochrome shades, and I really like her matte formula as well. I don't have a sticker on this one. It is Moonlight Seduction. This is Mothership 10. So here's what it looks like. Not as dusty as the older palettes, but here it is. This is one of the first motherships. This is Sublime. She launched 3 motherships at once when Pat McGrath first ever launched. And I remember thinking in my head, like, is this going to be worth it? And I absolutely loved the brand for so long. But it's not the same anymore, in my opinion. Then we have this one called Utopian Dream. This is Divine Rose, and it's that limited edition packaging. This is Mothership 11. This is Sunlit Seduction. This one looks so beautiful as well. This one is Subversive. This is one of the 3 originals. Such a beautiful color story. I've got Decadence. This is a all shimmer Mothership palette. This is Sublime number 2. So this was also one of the original Mothership palettes when it launched. Okay, so here are some of the 6-pan palettes that I could potentially see myself getting rid of. I mean, they are beautiful like collector's pieces, but I just don't know that I care that much. So this is the CP, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get this wrong. Galactic Gold. CP30, right? Okay, anyway, it's pretty, just never reach for it. These ones I think I could definitely, I don't know, maybe I'll keep them. Definitely gonna be struggling to get rid of Pat McGrath palettes, especially because these ones you can't get anymore. But this was one of the first holiday collections. Such a pretty color story. This one is super pretty too. Here, now you can see it better. My 2024 eyeshadow palette collection video, I like sped through it, so I really don't want to do that this year. This is a really fun like holiday color story. And then these are the Bridgerton ones. I definitely kept these ones as collector's pieces. Here is the other Bridgerton palette. This is Dark Galaxy. Also super pretty. And then I have some of the holiday palettes. I don't think I got the last one, but I have most of them. So this one looks like this. I think this was the first ever holiday palette. Such a pretty like jewel tone color story. And then we have this one. Really don't love the logo right here in the middle. I think it's such a waste of space, but here we have it. This is a newer indie brand. I don't know if they are planning on doing anything else. I feel like I haven't really seen anything since they did this palette. It's by us, and this is the Garden Buster palette. So I guess if they stay quiet in 2025, that'll be my sign to declutter this palette in 2025. But yeah, this is a fun palette. Not my favorite formula, but I thought it was a fun idea. This is the ABH Nouveau palette. It's definitely a very toned down palette. And this was kind of the palette they came back with after not doing palettes for a while. So not the iconic ABH that I know and love as far as color stories go, but it is a beautiful palette. and I'd like to hold on to it just for like review purposes. I think at one time I thought you couldn't pry this out of my cold dead hands, but now I just keep it for nostalgia. This is the Master Palette by Makeup by Mario and ABH. This was before he had his own makeup line. This is also one of the newer, actually I don't even know if you could call this one of the newer ABH palettes, because they have those sugar and spice palettes, which I really don't want to buy because I don't need 9-pan neutral palettes. But this is the Cosmo palette. Really pretty shimmers in this one, but essentially a more kind of like subtle, neutral, colorful palette. I know people really like this one. I think I just bought it for review purposes and I don't really reach for it that much. This is the Rose Metals palette, and it's a beautiful, neutral, grungy palette. And I think it would be so flattering on deeper skin tones. This is the Sultry palette, and I feel like this was the neutral cool tone palette for a long time. I think there's way more cool tone palettes now, but this was so popular that they re-released it, so I just hold on to it. This is the Fall Romance palette from ABH. Such a beautiful, plummy, holiday, just like fall vibes color story. This is the Subculture palette, definitely like a troublemaker iconic palette from back in the day. If you were not in the beauty community to experience the iconic drama that was this palette, then you really missed out on that. But they did end up like sneakily re-releasing this, and so I actually got this one from like a TJ Maxx, and I really like this formula. And again, this color story was iconic at its time. This was their collab palette with Amrezy. It was one of my favorite ABH palettes for a long time. I just think it has such a beautiful color story, fun pops of color, beautiful duochrome. So this was definitely such a fun vibe. I feel like the Primrose palette didn't get enough hype because it was a neutral palette, and then they included 2 blushes in this one. So I feel like a lot of people kind of overlooked it, but it does have a beautiful formula. I really like this blush shade Saddle. Sadly, I don't really reach for this, but I, of course, am going to keep it. This palette is iconic. This is their collaboration with Jackie Aina, and I feel like this palette really was an icon of its time because Jackie Aina is a huge Black creator, and I feel like this was one of the biggest collabs with the women of color in the beauty industry at the time. So I will forever cherish this palette. It is so cool and the color story is awesome. I'm not really doing a lot of getting rid of things right now because these are some of my favorite brands. So this is the Little Mermaid palette that Sigma did for their Disney collab in 2024. And they had some beautiful duochromes in here, and this first shade called Seagull is a multi-chrome. I had so much fun playing with this palette, and I love the whole theme of this. The Little Mermaid's definitely not my favorite Disney princess, but they have done a palette for my favorite Disney princess, so I'm very excited to see which Disney princess they'll do this year. Here is the Cinderella palette. Again, super beautiful. I feel like they just do such a good job for creating Disney makeup for a more adult audience, because a lot of the times the IPs can get a little bit more cartoony, and these just look a little bit more elegant. So I love this one. And I actually got to go visit Sigma HQ when they had just started like receiving the boxes for the Alice palette. So we got to see this a little bit in advance. So this palette just has a special place in my heart. This is their Alice in Wonderland palette, and it's definitely one of the more colorful Sigma palettes out there. You guys know I love color, so it's always fun to see my favorite brand do color. One of my favorite brands, I should say. I think they're definitely more iconic for their neutral palettes. So this is their Quarter Rosa palette, and this is the palette that really got me to pay attention to Sigma. I'm pretty sure I saw my friend Samantha March show this palette, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need that palette. It's so beautiful. And honestly, it is so beautiful. Such a stunning neutral palette, and I love this one so much. So this is the one that really like caught my attention from Sigma. And then when we were visiting Sigma, we got to meet Dinah Saldana. She was actually there, I think, working on her campaign for this palette. So I had followed her previously, and it was really cool to meet her because she's definitely an icon in the industry. So that was really cool. And this is a beautiful palette as well. I do think they still sell this one, and I think it's very true to her makeup style. This is the Dreama palette from Sigma. It's a collab with Beauty Bird, and I think this one was just a little bit of a miss because I don't love this packaging. It's like colorful and neutral at the same time. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, why am I keeping this? I don't know if they still sell this palette, but I don't know. I'm like sometimes just attached to things for the memes. So I'm gonna keep it. This is definitely like a full circle moment because this is the Angela Bright palette. She is so beautiful, and I got to meet her in New Orleans in 2024, and I hope I run into her again. But this is her palette. It's so pretty. I love this size again. I know Sigma excludes their brushes sometimes to make the palettes a little bit more affordable, but I just think it's nice when they are so sleek. And yeah, this is a really cool palette. This is another collection that I feel like is just such a great collection. There's a highlighter palette that goes with this one, and it's really good. But yeah, this is a beautiful neutral palette. And just sitting here going through all my palettes just like makes me fall in love with them all over again. This is another iconic Sigma palette. This is the Enchanted palette. I think this one actually came out before Quarter Rosa, but I ended up buying it after I bought Quarter Rosa because I just couldn't get enough of Sigma palettes, and I think this is such a pretty color story. Okay, so the Untamed palette, again, is like such an iconic color story for me. I don't think they sell this one anymore, but I remember, I think in 2024, I don't know if they found a bunch of them in the back or something, but it did come back once, I remember. So it's just a really cool color story. I just don't think it was a top seller for the brand, but I really love this palette. The new Mod palette is perfect for the mauve lovers out there. So look at it. Just so pretty. And Sigma's formula, I feel like, is very standard for like mainstream brands. The metallics aren't like super foily, but I think the formula is really lovely for a mainstream brand, if that makes sense. Okay, this is definitely one of my less favorite palettes from Sigma. This is a warm neutrals, and this is kind of like a redone version of this palette because they did have it previously and then they kind of like amped it up for the times and came out with this new version. And we have one of their newer palettes. This is the Cool Neutrals palette. I'm actually kind of surprised because I think that they kind of slowed down a little bit or like took their focus away from eyeshadow palettes in 2024. Nothing wrong with that, but I think they only had this palette and the Little Mermaid and then maybe some quads. I think this is still like a cool tone, warm tone palette because some of these shades are kind of warm in my opinion, but it's beautiful. Like, I'm not a big cool tone person, but this is a beautiful palette, and I think we can just all agree on that. And it's like inspired by the geodes that are found in, I think, the city that the owner of Sigma's from, because she's from Brazil, and I know there's like a whole backstory. Actually, I think she has backstories to pretty much every palette she does, so I think it's really cool. Of course, my favorite princess, Belle. So this is the Beauty and the Beast palette, and again, it's more neutral, but of course they gave us a blue for the Beast, and I think this is just so iconic and beautiful, and I love it so much. I'll probably say this at the start of the video, but some of the palettes aren't with their respective brands because I still need to film my ranking video for 2024, which I realize it's February, okay, but your girl's only got limited time, and so if I get my collection videos done, then the next big video I need to film is my 2024 rankings, and then I'm done. Eventually, I know I'll be able to do it in the same year. It's just like the holidays with littles is like insanely busy, and I get that everyone's busy, but I chose to prioritize family stuff, so don't come at me, which none of you ever do. I'm just over explaining things because that's how I am. Let's talk about Bella Beaute because they have amazing, beautiful palettes. So this is their Molten Chromes palette, and this came out with like an all matte palette, but basically the concept is that these are all the shimmers that you can pair with those mattes, or if you only wanted their shimmers, you could get this really cute little palette. This is one of my favorite Bella Beaute Bar palettes. It's the Secret Garden palette. Look at this color story. Also, Bella Beaute Bar has some of the most beautiful shimmers I've ever used, so highly recommend checking them out if you have not already. You guys know I love greens, and I really love how greens and pinks pair together, so this palette is gorgeous, and I'm gonna have to try and not say that about every single palette from pretty much all the brands in front of me right now, honestly. Okay, here's a palette that's unused, so I should probably just punch myself in the face, but I probably like pre-ordered this and then put it away with my other palettes, but this is their Pastel Garden palette, and I'm actually gonna pull this out of my collection so that I can remember to use it. And I feel like this is like such a gorgeous spring color story, so I'm totally loving this. Okay, this is the Bella Beaute Bar Smoky Glam palette. I know you guys know I'm not a cool tone person, but when I love a brand, I need like everything from that brand, and I purchased a lot of their palettes before I ended up on their PR list, so this was definitely another one that I just had to have. This is their Best Mattes palette. This was a collab between Ellie Starr and Brittany Huffman and Bella Beaute Bar, and it's just a beautiful all matte palette. And it's also magnetic, so you can rearrange this, you can create custom palettes. I know that there's a lot of talented artists out there that love to do that. That's not really like my thing, but I really, really love that I have this giant matte palette that I can reach for if I ever need some shades like this. Okay, this palette is freaking iconic. Definitely one of the best palettes. I believe this one came out last year, so I'm gonna be ranking this one, but I think if you are looking at a Valentine's purchase, I don't know if this is like available for pre-order or if it's currently shipping, but this is one of my favorite palettes from Bella Beaute Bar. Please go watch my video, even though it's a year old. It's so pretty. The swatches are insane, and I love this palette. I think I definitely love this one more than the Morally Grey. I think the Morally Grey palette is super cute, but I still love this one so much. Oh, the Strange and Unusual palette is the one that ignited my obsession with this brand. I had tried them, I think, before they had like changed up their formula, and I did not like that palette. But then my friend Heather tried this one, and she's like, oh my gosh, I love this palette. And I'm like, well, I know Heather has good taste, and so of course I'm gonna try her palette that she recommended, and I freaking love it. So then I, of course, started buying more palettes from them. Now they have redone this one. I think there's a few shades that are different, and I almost bought it, but I had like a little internal conversation with myself, and I was like, okay, you just need to wait because you have so many palettes that are unused. So I did hold off, but this palette is still pretty. Even though this isn't the current version of it, it's so cool. And look at this packaging too. This is, I think, the first palette that they sent me in PR. I'm not 100% sure. Hi, I look like a toe. Please don't judge me. But this is their recently de-influence palette, and I just love the themes. I really, really do. Another gorgeous color story. And I'm telling you, Bella Beaute Bar makes some amazing shimmers, and I love sparkles, so I love their palettes with lots of sparkles. This one is so gorgeous too. It's the Basic Witch. Oh my gosh, look at this color story. Again, we've got some greens, we've got some fun pinks and purples. I love pinks and purples and greens, and some beautiful holo shades. I'm not going to start swatching because we will definitely be here for 100 years, but keep an eye on this brand. Like, if you've never tried them, keep an eye out. Okay, this is gorgeous. Ultraviolet by Deandra Nicole. People love purple shadows, and even though my favorite eyeshadow shade is green, I know purples are so flattering. And if you're not following Deandra Nicole on Instagram, you're really missing out. She has a deeper skin tone than me, and her whole goal on Instagram and stuff is to provide swatches for women of color and Black women specifically. So I think she deserves all the support and followers because it's honestly just important, like, for visibility. So I just want to give her a huge shout out, and this palette is gorgeous, and I think it's like sold out multiple times, so I'm so happy for her. So this is the Bejeweled palette. There's a lot of holographic packaging going on here, but this palette was definitely designed with deeper complexions in mind. So if you ever purchase a palette and you just feel like there's no eyeshadows out there that are pigmented enough and just work well with the deeper skin tone, I would highly encourage you to check out this palette. Again, I cannot tell you how much I love the metallics from this brand. So this palette is stunning. So we've got another holographic palette. This is the Angles of Illumination. It's an all shimmer palette. I feel like there was such a rage for all shimmer palettes in like 2023, and I think I got a little tired of them, but again, I love Beaute Bar shimmers, so this is gorgeous. And if you have the all matte palette, you can use these shimmers to create custom eyeshadow palettes and stories. Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorites, also from 2024. This is the Poison Garden palette. Are you kidding me? Look at this color story. I die. I love this so much. Those two blue shades are so stunning. And yeah, definitely one of my favorites. I have never ranked my Beaute Bar palettes, and I don't know how I ever would, but now I kind of want to. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see that. This is the Melted Matte palette. This is the one that goes with that little ice cream palette that I showed you guys first. So again, it's an all matte palette. And they said this was like a row of warm tone neutrals, a row of cool tone neutrals, and then shades that were inspired by the 2024 Pantone color of the year, which was Peach Fuzz. So yeah, it was an interesting color story. Definitely not my favorite, if I'm being honest, but I have it. Oh, this one is also amazing. This is the Vamp palette. I think this was their 2024 Halloween palette. Look at it. Look at it. So many brands are doing this color story now. And I'm not even like mad about it. I just saw JolieBeauty did this. I know Cosmic Beauty did their Sinister palette that has this color story. I feel like there's others that I'm not thinking of, but this is so pretty. Okay, if I could declutter one Beaute Bar palette, it would probably be the Sun and the Sea. I hope they redo this one. I think they actually did redo this one when I picked it up, but it's one that I think is just like okay. I think that their mattes have gotten even better since this one, but I feel like this one just doesn't get talked about as much as some of the other Beaute Bar palettes, but I do have it. Okay, next we're going to tackle Adept. So this is one that you can't pick up anymore. It's the House of L palette, and this is so pretty. Oh my gosh, these multi-chromes are just out of this world. This is their Arrow inspired palette. It was super limited edition, but you guys know I love green, so I had to have it. And I actually used to be really a big fan of this show as well. This is the Element 115 palette, and look at this color story. It's so beautiful. I just feel like this is such a summer palette. This is their Legends of Audra palette, and it's got some beautiful marble shades. It's a neutrally palette, about as neutral as Adept gets, I think, but oh my gosh, another pretty one. I feel like 2024 was such a hit year for this brand. This is their beautiful Unity palette. I love these tones. Very romantic and sultry. This is their La Cienega palette. I think that's how you say it. This one's a little bit different for Adept because it has more mattes than shimmers, which I feel like usually they do more shimmers than mattes. So a little bit of a twist there. Not my favorite color story, but I think it was a fun one because it's more neutral and just a little bit more approachable for the brand if you've never tried them. Oh my goodness, I love this color story. It's Sumerian Sunsets. And I mean, the vibes are just so good in this palette. This is the type of neutral palette I like to wear. Ah, my friend Amy's beautiful palette. Amy loves. And I got to see this in New Orleans, so the memories are so, so special with this one. I have known her for such a long time, and this is just a beautiful color story. It's very Amy, and I'm so happy for her. This is the Flying Fiddles palette. Again, I think this is their version of a neutral palette, and it's absolutely lovely. I don't remember what this palette's called, but I bought it because, of course, I have to have every Adept palette that they ever come out with. It's an all shimmer palette. I think Adept actually sent this to me, and I fell out of my chair. But this is their Cyborg Choir palette, another really pretty kind of like spring color story. So I'll have to whip this one out for spring this year. Okay, this is another one that I don't think you can purchase anymore. It's the Codain palette, and this one is really stunning as well. Don't take a shot every time I say stunning, okay? This is Aminat Nude. This was another one that I feel like wasn't a huge hit for them. They did a deep version and a light, or maybe it was the other one. Maybe they did that with the La Cienega. I'm not 100% sure, but this is a beautiful neutral palette. Definitely not my favorite, but of course I'm not going to get rid of it. This is the Plain Jane Remastered. So when Adept first launched, I still remember this. To this day, I still remember this. They launched. I think people were like talking about them in new makeup releases, and everyone was just like, is this palette even worth it? Because the original, I think, was quite expensive for the time. I think it was probably close to $70, and nobody had heard of Adept. So I was like, I'm not gonna buy it. And I'm pretty sure my friend Heather bought this palette, and I still remember watching her review. And I was like, okay, well, I need to buy it now too. She says it's amazing. And so I bought it. I think I have the original still. We'll see, but they redid it a few years ago, I think maybe in 2022. So of course I had to have the remastered. Actually, I lied. Adept had singles, I think, before they did the Plain Jane. Maybe? Actually, now I'm not sure. Did the singles come out before or after? I'm not sure. Okay, this is an Enhydran, another classic palette from Adept, and I think this getting discontinued has motivated a lot of people to pick it up, so I want to know if you got this recently. What are your thoughts? Do you love it? Okay, this one you would have to pry out of my cold dead hands. It is the Heather Austin and Adept palette, and this is my friend Heather's palette, and I love it. I know they've updated the packaging, so if you get the new version, it won't look exactly like this. Similar vibe, and I think this is still like one of their best-selling palettes. Who's surprised? Of course, we know Heather is gonna kill whatever color story she comes up with. So this is so special because this one's like very personal, like all the names, and I think there's one in here called group chat, right? Or is it video chat, which is, I'm gonna say it, okay? It's named after me. It's a nod of a hat, if you will, to me and our group chat, which has been going strong now for quite a few years. So yeah, love Heather, and I can't wait to see her this year again. Okay, here's Miss Minka before she got redone, and I just got the remastered palette in the mail, but this is the original. I swatched this palette, and I'm still a little bit traumatized from that because these shimmers are very like flaky shimmers. They're not glitter, but it was a lot. I made a mistake ice swatching this palette, but I think you guys still really enjoyed that video. Okay, so here is the new Minka palette, and baby, this one got sneak peeked on my birthday in 2024, and I took it as a sign that I needed this palette. This shade Joshua literally sold this palette to me, and it's in this really fun like plastic packaging. I haven't used this yet. Like I said, it just got delivered to me yesterday, so I'm definitely going to be playing with this in the upcoming week. And then I just love things like this when I find them in my collection. It's a piece of makeup history. This is the original Plain Jane, and it's my original Plain Jane palette, and it's an all shimmer. Absolutely stunning palette. You can tell mine's getting a little old, so I should probably get rid of it, but why? I already spent my money, and I'm so happy to have it in my collection. It's an icon. Okay, it's time to talk about Blend Bunny. So I have the little Trove palette sitting out here. It looks like this. This is a multi-chrome little quad that they did when they launched the Lure palette. I think it's super cute. Okay, this is a great neutral palette from them. It's the Dollhouse palette, and it definitely made me think like Blend Bunny can do colorful color stories as well as neutral ones really well. So she's an icon. Look, I wrote notes because I recently did a ranking my Blend Bunny palettes video. So this is the All Done Up palette. It was my second favorite Blend Bunny palette of all of the Blend Bunny palettes, and I think this is so pretty. Okay, this one I feel like has dodged the chopping block a few times, and I think this is the year I'm gonna pass this on. This one is no longer available. It's their Surge palette. So iconic. Look at those neons. I know that they're eventually gonna come out with something similar to this palette, but I'm so happy to have this. Here's another one that is discontinued. It's the Primal palette, and it looks like this. McKenna, I think, also got discontinued, but I love this color story. I do think they still sell the Sugar and Grunge palette. It's a really pretty kind of pastel, but also just such a pretty color story. I love it. Okay, so when I was picking up my palettes, I realized I have some of their blush palettes and highlighter palettes in with my eyeshadow palettes just for the sake of storage. So this is their highlighter palette that they did in collaboration with Taj, and it's super beautiful. It's women of color friendly. So if you're looking for some highlighters that'll show up on a deep skin tone, this is gonna be a good one to try out. And then we have the two blush palettes from their collab with Ellis Atlantis. So this is the more orangey one, and then this is the more pinky palette. And then here's my favorite palette from Blend Bunny. It's the Lure palette. Still available, but I think it might be on its way out. So the last time I checked, it was on a really good discount. And then we have the Sickly Sweet palette. This is their Halloween palette from 24, I believe. And I really love the vision behind this. It was, actually this one's from 23 because 24 was the Robert Welsh palette. I really like the idea of this because it was kind of symbolizing the bellyache you get from eating Halloween candy or eating too much of it, so I thought that was kind of a fun twist. Here is the original. It's the Blends palette. I bought this one with my own money. And then here is their Bare Cheek palette, which I love, and the Juicy Cheek palette, which I also love. These were also on sale not very long ago, so if you are into blush palettes, I would highly recommend. And then last but certainly not least is their collaboration with Lin's. This is the Cake Liner palette from that collaboration. There were two halves, and this is one of them. You'll see the other half of this palette later on. I've already started pulling my palettes for my ranking video, so yeah, that half is in my ranking bucket already. Okay, so let's look at my Simply Posh Cosmetics collection. They recently also launched a palette, which you'll see eventually here, but these are the ones that are in my collection for now. So we have the Coastal palette, which is a beautiful beachy inspired palette, as you will see here quite easily. I love how they organize these in a gradient, and I think a lot of people really appreciate that. Some people love a chaotic layout, and some people love something that's a little bit more obvious. And all of these pans are magnetized, so you can mix and match however you want, but this is a really pretty palette, perfect for the summertime, warm beach vibes. So this is their Citrus Punch palette, and as you can see, this is right up my alley. I think that maybe something happened and they redid something with these palettes because I don't think I have the latest formula of this one, but I can't bring myself to get rid of it, so I'm holding on to it. Okay, here's a fun one. This is the Berry Icy palette. Look at this color story. It's like a half blue, half berry palette. And let me tell you, my kids freaking love berries. They're in that like toddler phase of let's eat like a gallon of berries every day. So I am constantly washing berries, cutting berries, frozen berries, fresh berries, all the berries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries. It's all at my house, y'all. Okay, I actually got to see the Aurora lights in 2024 and they're beautiful. Oh my gosh, that was definitely like a bucket list moment because let's be real, I'm not gonna get to Norway anytime soon. So I'm happy I got to see them in my own backyard, but this is a stunning palette, and after having witnessed the Northern Lights, I can tell you the color story is very accurate. Okay, I know this palette just came back in a different packaging. It's the Cozy Cabin palette, and she's definitely a cozy one. Look at these beautiful like evergreen shades and those gorgeous like woody shades. So another great one from them. Then we have the Fairy Tale Fairies palette, and it's another pretty one. I think this was their first palette, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure. I have not used this one either. They must have sent it to me a little bit later on. And so I definitely need to dig into this palette as well. And then we have the Genuine Gems palette. And if you know anything about me, I am a jewel tone sucker, and so I love this color story as well. This is one of my favorite color stories from 2024. It's the Longing palette from Blend Bunny, and it's just like so pretty. Again, cool tones got me in a bit of a chokehold this year. I know every brand was coming out with cool tones, and I was honestly here for it. This is the Blend Bunny and Ellis collaboration. This is the biggest Blend Bunny palette there is, and honestly, if you love colorful palettes and you just want one, this might be everything you need and more. Guys, I think I misspoke. I don't think this palette launched in 2024. I think I just filmed my Blend Bunny video and maybe this one ended up. I have to double check my records. I cannot remember to save my life. Don't come for me if I am misremembering, okay? I've got a lot in my brain. Mostly useless information, but still. Anyway, this is the Divination palette with Robert Welsh and Blend Bunny. And I love this packaging. This is my favorite Blend Bunny packaging. And look at this color story. You guys know I'm a sucker for greens and blues and purples. And it's just like a cool tone dream. Okay, this is the Spellbound palette from JolieBeauty. My first ever time getting PR from them in 2024. And I love this color story. The palette is excellent. And they just came out with a new palette. And it's on my wish list for sure. I also have all my other JolieBeauty palettes, so you'll see that in the rest of this video, but oh my god, I love this color story so much. Okay, we have the gorgeous Silvery Bliss palette from Odenseye. This is one of their holiday palettes for 2024, and I really love the reds. They make me happy and they totally remind me of the holidays. This is such a favorite for me for Unearthly. I feel like this is Unearthly's version of a neutral palette and they totally nailed it. So super happy I have it. I love the Unearthly layout, like these palettes, and I love their formula too. This is such a top shelf formula for me. One of my favorite palettes of 2024. This is the Harvest of Souls palette. This just came back in stock. I don't know if this sold out yet, but if you've been humming and hawing about this palette, I would say check it out. It's definitely my favorite color story that FantasyCosmetica has done. Okay, these palettes are so cute. So this is the Arttitude Vintage Neutrals palette. The formula is so good, and I cannot wait to see what they do this year. And they also just rebranded, so very excited for Arttitude for making big moves. And this is their Urban Neutrals palette. Again, a very cool color story. Oh my gosh, this palette from Beaute Bar is so beautiful. This is the collaboration between them and Sassy Fairy. They do so many collabs with such great like indie creators. Look at this. It's like a cool tone purpley blue palette, and I've seen Sassy Fairy and Deandra do like collabs on Instagram together where they use both their palettes. And I've seen Deandra showcase this palette next to hers, and they just pair so well together. They almost look like, I don't know, they were like just designed to be with each other. And I just want to do another look with this palette because it's so beautiful and icy. Okay, this is the Krypton Cosmetics. Such a fun color story. This is the Atlantis palette. Oh my gosh. This was my first time trying this brand, and I believe they're a sea beauty brand, and this palette is stunning. Love the formula. So if you guys have been curious about them like I was, I would recommend checking them out. Okay, so we're just looking at some of the things I got in PR this month that I haven't shown yet and haven't really joined my collection. So this is the Moonlight palette, and this was sent to me from Pastel Rose UK. They are a brand I've wanted to try for so long, so I'm so happy they sent me a palette. This is a neutral palette with some fun pops of shimmer. So I'm super excited to try this out for you guys. I also have the beautiful Shattered Romance palette from DD Signature. This was their Valentine's 2025 palette. We've got some matte shades. We've got this really beautiful flaky shadow. Overall, this is a stunning color story, something a little different from them. You guys know I love Odenseye, and Morgan Turner is one of my favorite YouTubers, and this is her collaboration with them for Valentine's as well. This is such a beautiful pinky purpley palette with those gorgeous Odenseye shimmer shades, so really enjoyed playing with this one. This is my Beauty Below palette. This is the latest palette from Blend Bunny, and oh my goodness, she is smoky. She is dark and deadly, and I had a lot of fun playing with this one as well. This is their second palette with magnetic pans, and it's quite affordable as well. So if you're wanting to try Blend Bunny and these tones speak to you, check it out. It's been a hot second since I used a clarity palette on my channel, and they so kindly sent me this I Love Coffee palette. Fun fact, somebody actually left me a comment saying this is a coffee flower. I haven't really dug into it, but just so you guys know, because I was like, oh my gosh, why didn't they put a cup of coffee on the cover? But apparently they kind of weirdly did. Anyway, this is a beautiful neutral palette. I've probably said it a few times in this video already. I feel like every indie brand needs to have a staple neutral palette, and this is a great neutral palette from Clarity Cosmetics. I recently played with the Arttitude Ink and Roses palette, and oh my gosh, this color story is so beautiful. I love it so, so much. So super duper happy to have it. And if you want like a muted, colorful palette, this might be a great option for you. At the time I'm filming this, this is the newest palette in my collection. It's the Blooming palette from Natasha Denona. I feel like this is a really pretty palette. I just don't think it really stands out that much in my eyeshadow palette collection for me because it's a very peachy palette. So for that reason, it's not like blowing my mind. But with my skin tone, this is super flattering. And I posted 2 looks with this palette. So this is the Bloom palette from Natasha Denona. This packaging is so pretty. Okay, another Valentine's release. This is Thinking of You from Unearthly. And I will say, I was doing comparisons with the Natasha Denona Bloom palette, and I kind of forgot that this would actually be a really great smaller indie brand dupe for the Bloom palette, but even better, like it has such a fun twist to it. So if you don't want to support a bigger indie brand, check out Unearthly. This palette is so cute, and I think it's like under $30, so it's a great way to try the brand as well if you've always wanted to try them. So this portion of the video is where I'm about to get really vulnerable. I actually have some palettes set aside that I've never used because I fully intend to film some type of content with them. Most of these I bought with my own money, so yeah, it's kind of a dirty little secret, but also I will eventually get to these and I want to show them because they're part of my collection, or at least I haven't determined the status of them in my collection. So I did buy the Celestial Charms palette from Beaute Bar. This isn't like my ideal color story really, but I wanted to have it and I hadn't tried a Beaute Bar palette in a long time. And they're like one of my favorite affordable eyeshadow palette brands. But yeah, overall, this is a little bit more of a dark, grungy color story, which I get, but it's also not like a favorite. Anyway, Beaute Bar takes forever to get to me, which is why you never saw a video on this one on my channel, but maybe eventually I will get to it. I love collecting MARTINE Cosmetics palettes because I love the themes that they do. So I think this was their Halloween palette. This is the MARTINE Circus Show palette. Look at this presentation. I feel like I haven't really seen such good presentation with palettes in a long time. I'm not a big packaging snob, but this is so beautiful. So I love this color story. Again, I bought this on Beaute Bar, so it did take forever to get to me, but this color story is so pretty, so I definitely want to play with it. You'll definitely notice that I have a lot of MARTINE Cosmetics palettes that I still need to film with, but I kind of low-key collect these. Look at this beautiful mirror like cutout here. I think they nailed the vibe of the spooky circus here, and I just love this palette so much. Okay, so technically I did film a video with these, but I haven't done a full eye look with each of these palettes. So this is the Oceano palette from Cliona, and this is their new palette. It's so beautiful, and they released this with their Archeo and Paleo palettes, which were basically redone. Previously, these were hand-painted palettes, and they relaunched them, so it was really fun to see, a real blast from the past. So Paleo I did actually use to create a look, and I posted it on my channel, but these two I have not filmed a look with yet, so I need to do it. And yeah, super beautiful palettes from Cliona, a great way to try the brand as well if you aren't about collecting single shadows. I love that Cliona has branched out into creating more eyeshadow palettes because they do such a good job with them. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I have these two palettes in with my DD Signature collection, but they relaunched these with a better matte formula. So this is their classic autumn palette, which is such a beautiful color story, and DD Signature is a women of color owned brand and they have such gorgeous quality. So I'm really excited to have their new mattes in their beautiful color stories. And I need to take out the old formula and replace it with these ones, but I was gonna film with them, I just haven't yet. And yeah, not my favorite packaging, but what's on the inside is really good. So at the time I'm filming this video, these palettes are 30% off from LethalCosmetics. I filmed with the green one, I swatched all of these, but I haven't done like complete eye looks with them. So they came out with these little 6-pan palettes and they're so pretty. Look at this one. And then we have the blue, which is so gorgeous. These are so vibrant. And then we have the beautiful neutral brown one, which I think would be so great for a Shop My Stash video because I do like to have something neutral that's easy for me during like everyday stuff that I do. So yeah, these palettes are so pretty. And I don't know where the green one is, but I think I might have put it away with my other palettes, but such gorgeous color stories. Okay, you guys, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you made it to this portion of the video, definitely go ahead and leave me a green heart emoji so I can give you a virtual hug. I know this video is going to be super long, so I'm super appreciative that you made it this far. Okay, more embarrassing things that I bought that I never filmed with. This is that Makeup by Mario palette that people were really loving. I bought it literally because it came out around the Sephora sale and I was like, let me get this. And honestly, I need to use it because it does look beautiful. It's a very cool tone color story with that pop of blue, but she's iconic. So we'll see. Maybe eventually I'll get around to using this. I wonder if this one should just go in a giveaway. This is the Tarte 25th anniversary palette. I just know that the formula is so good and it's a beautiful neutral palette, but I scored it on a really good sale. I think it was like under 20 bucks and I did get it, but I've never used it. So I'm like, should I just give it away? Or maybe I'll gift it to a friend for a birthday or something. I just don't think there's a lot of everyday people that have such big neutral palettes in their everyday like eyeshadow collection, but we'll see. I haven't quite decided. So yeah, but it is a beautiful palette and I know my friend Heather did a very detailed video on it and she says she loves this palette. So of course I trust her. And if you're on the fence about picking this palette up and you spotted it on a good deal, I would recommend checking out her videos so that you can get the tea from her. Okay, so this palette has survived, look at all the dust on this. This palette has survived a declutter or two and I still haven't tried this. This is from the brand Playing in Makeup by Yolando and I don't know why I haven't dug into this. I really need to. Every time I open it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so stunning. And I think they make lots of beautiful palettes. And I bought this one to try them out, give you guys a review, and I still have not used this. This palette's got to be at least 2-3 years old. Maybe even 4 or 5. That's embarrassing. Another palette that has survived many a declutter. I don't even know if this brand is still around. This is Cash Beauty. Actually, did I use this one? Maybe I did use this in a video. I can't even remember, but I think this one it's time to just let go because I'm never going to get to this. I don't think I will. I've definitely swatched it, but yeah, that's embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. I bought this because Jamie on Instagram, she was like talking about this palette and I've never tried anything by Byredo. So I was like, let me get this palette. I've literally never used it. Like that's so embarrassing. And this is like $100 and something palette. Like that's actually quite insane. So I need you guys to bully me in the comments to use this palette. And look at how pretty, like it's so beautiful. Okay, I've got some ColourPop orders that I placed that I, again, have not tried yet. So I bought this, I think it must have been a coupon. Honestly, I'm not sure, but I did like the first season of Stranger Things. So I did buy the Stranger Things and ColourPop collab, but as you can see, it's brand new. And then we have the Twilight palette as well. Really did not like this series, but I thought, let me get the palette because I thought the color story was beautiful. So this one's also in my pile of shame. I had such good intentions to film with this Happily in Love palette from Too Faced, but I just never got around to it. I think I really need to just learn that I don't have as much time as I used to. And so I can't just buy palettes and not have a plan in place of when I'm going to use it because it just ends up wasted like this. I still think I might play with this if it's still available for purchase because I think I heard this is a gorgeous palette and I just couldn't help myself. Look at the apples. They're so cute. Okay, so I know this brand just came out with, I think, a Street Fighter collection. This is from Game Beauty and it's their collection with Attack of the Titans. I think I swatched this collection, but I haven't really tried any of these products on myself. And I meant to, but it's just been sitting in my bin of shame. These are really cute little quads. And we've got some really pretty lip products as well. I feel like I should probably just pass this on because I'll probably never get around to using it, but it's such a bummer because the timing of this was off and I just couldn't get around to making content with it as much as I would have liked to. I've got the beautiful box from the Plume collection with Makeup on Your Radar and DD Signature. I filmed a look with these quads, but I really wanted to do a look with each one and I was not able to, but these palettes are so beautiful. They did such a good job. So this is Effervescence. It's all like beautiful iridescence, and I know I have the other one. The one I've used is in my collection somewhere. This is Extravagance, so cute. And then we have Eloquence, which looks like this. So yeah, really a pretty fun color story. I think it's always fun to see brands collab with creators and influencers. So yeah, good on them for this collaboration. And I feel like it's one of their first, at least like the one I remember. So yeah, I need to put the other palette back. And I think I'm gonna hold on to this because it stores really nicely with all the palettes. This palette is another ColourPop purchase that was so beautiful. I couldn't say no, but I have not used it, so hopefully I'll get around to it. Okay, so this is the acebeaute Mystique Romance palette. I was really rooting for this brand, but I don't really know what's going on with them. They have such gorgeous palettes and such gorgeous quality, but I've just been decluttering them out of my collection because I don't know that they're gonna make a comeback. Maybe they will, I don't know, but this is a beautiful palette and I might as well pass it on to somebody because I feel like this color story somebody will actually get lots of use out of in my like everyday life. So yeah, such a bummer, but also such a cute palette. This is another one I need like a cone of shame for. This is the Profusion and Ninja Turtles palette. I love the Ninja Turtles, so I bought this and I think I had my friends review this too and they said it was really good. I mean, I've always rooted for Profusion because I think they have excellent quality at a great price point. So I'll probably just keep this for like collection purposes, but I think it's time to realize that I'm probably never going to use this palette anytime soon on my channel. Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. I definitely bought this one on sale. This is the Naked palette from Urban Decay. They relaunched this. They released this in 2024. And I was like, let me get that. Let me review it. Never did. Completely untouched. I don't even think they sell this anymore because it was like a limited edition thing. But the way I hit pan on this palette, the way this palette has so many memories for me. I still have the original in my like memory box, but I know my best friend bought me this palette for my 21st birthday and I adored it. Okay, so this is the El Camino palette from Ladybug Glow and Gourmand Girls. They did like 2 or 3 palettes together and they sent me all of them. So I did swatch this one for our video, but I wanted to create a look with this. I never got around to it and I don't really know if this brand is still around, but I will double check, I guess. I'm also not sure if this brand is still around. This is bhcosmetics and this is their Star palette. They sent it to me. It's such a pretty color story, but I never got around to using it and I cannot for the life of me remember why. So yeah, this color story is so pretty. Okay, I'm actually mad at myself that I haven't used this yet. This is from the Dots. They are a European indie brand. I'm not sure which country, but they sent me some of their eyeshadows and I totally meant to film something with this, but again, I never got around to it. So if you guys are interested in any of these palettes I showed you that are in like my purgatory bin, please let me know so that I can prioritize. I would really appreciate it. One of my favorite Lethal palettes of 2024. This is so beautiful. It's a very cool tone color story, but oh my gosh, it is the perfect smoky eye palette. I also have the Frozen Kiss palette sitting here from Gourmand Girls. This one I could definitely see myself decluttering. This is the Danessa Myricks Bloom Romance something palette. It's a half cream, half powder palette, and I'm just not really that into it. The beautiful Natasha Denona Roxa palette. It's just a monochromatic purple palette. I've got the beautiful Lightwork Volume 6, I think this is. Yeah. Here's what it looks like. It's just a beautiful multi-chrome, duochrome filled palette, and you can actually customize the whole thing. All of these pop out. You can make a smaller palette. The whole thing is just chef's kiss. One of the most innovatively packaged products I've ever seen at Sephora. Okay, this is the Frosty palette from ColourPop. They did send it to me. Love the Rosy Jingle palette from Odenseye. This is so pretty. I love their holiday palettes. This is the Vivette palette from AdeptCosmetics. I believe this one just came back in stock on their site. Bit of an unusual color story, but also, I just have to have all the Adept palettes, so I did buy this one. Here's my 2 Cryptine palettes. I bought these with my own money. So we have the Violet Crazy palette. This one doesn't look like much, but let me tell you, they pack a punch. The multi-chromes are outstanding. And then this is the Atlantis palette. Again, these shades are so beautiful. I have the Hudabeauty Icy Nude palette. This was her holiday palette for 2024 and it's cool tone, kind of boring, but it's also really pretty. Love the Nomad Chicago Speakeasy palette. This is a neutral palette with some pops of green. Got the Sundown palette from Alter Ego. They are a dupe brand, but I will say their quality is amazing and these palettes retail for like under $30. My friend Angie did the damn thing with the Singe Beauty Galactic Visitor palette. This is the first eyeshadow palette for Singe Beauty, which is her own indie brand. So I'm so excited, you guys. This palette is beautiful and I know we're gonna see more eyeshadow from Angie, of course. I just realized I had all these palettes upside down because I'm filming this way and all the palettes are pointing the other way, but this is the Wicked Widow and this is their Times of Terror, a Haunting palette. Such a beautiful color story. This is the Belen Bunny and Danny Derkowitz palette. Such a fun color story. We've got a X basically of the shimmers and then we've got quads of matte shades all around it. And then another Blend Bunny collab. This is the Linz and Blend Bunny eyeshadow palette. I have started following Linz since this collaboration and I must say I really enjoy her content. Okay, I hope you're ready. This is a collection video, but there are some brands I'm ready to get out of here. Glamlite is one that I love, but I'm just so bored. I'm so bored with their stuff. I'm over the IPs. I've bought some of these. Some of them have been sent to me. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember what is what, but a majority I have bought. So I'm about to make sure I never get invited to a Glamlite party, but I honestly don't care because it's just too much. So they did send me the Hershey collection. This collection is beautiful. I don't think you can buy it anymore. But this palette I will probably never use, so I'm going to pass it on. This one I'm pretty sure I bought. The Freddy, I don't even actually know. I think this is Freddy Krueger. It's the Dream Master palette. It's just a red palette. It's cute, but I have the new Lethal and Dexter collab, and I like that one so much more. So I'm going to pass this on. Fresh Prince and Glamlight. Really cute color story, but I can live without it. These cocktail palettes they did back in the day were so fun. Like, I was so happy when I bought these, and this is the Chocolate Martini. I think this is a really pretty neutral palette, but I never reach for it. This is the Strawberry Shortcake Berrylicious palette. And again, very beautiful, but very repetitive for the color stories from the brand. I will also say I was definitely fine with purchasing Glamlight when my audience was really interested in the brand, but I feel like they've become a TikTok brand, and I just don't have as many followers on TikTok. And I'm happy to support other indie brands that I'm just a little bit more interested in. So it made sense for me to buy their stuff even though I didn't love it as much when you guys were interested, but now it's like my viewers aren't interested and I'm not interested, so why even bother? So this is their collab with Kiss. This is the Glamlight and Freddy Krueger palette. Yeah, so it is Freddy Krueger. It's a beautiful grungy green palette. You know horror is their thing, so we've got a bunch of horror palettes. This is their Friday the 13th palette. Again, these palettes are just so dark, which I don't mind, but it's like, how many can you do like this? This is a cute palette. It's the Frosted Flakes palette. Love the color story, but I never reach for it. This is their Chucky palette. This is a pretty color story too, but I don't reach for it. Quality is really nice too. This is the Icy palette. Again, I just thought this color story was so iconic when they first came out with it, and the quality is amazing. Same with the Cherry Icy palette. Look at this. It's so pretty. It's making me want to keep the color stories around, but I literally haven't touched any of these in 2024, so why bother? This is their wine palette from the cocktail collection. This is their collaboration with Michaela, and they did 2 collections with her. This is from the second collection. We had a mini palette. And then this is the Dirty Martini. This was like one of my favorite green palettes. Actually, I think it kind of still is. I think I might hold on to this one because I've pretty much started a pile here on the side, and I'm getting rid of all of my Glamlight palettes because I'm just so bored. The Rick and Morty is like a solid rainbow neon carnival, like just awesome big giant Glamlight palette. So I'm kind of tempted to keep this. I think I will just for the memes, you know, and I'm not really like a Rick and Morty fan, but I thought this was a cool palette. These 2 Scooby-Doo palettes are really cute as well. Oh man, these color stories were really good and the quality was amazing. This is the Roro Reggie palette. Another cute one. I might keep these just for the memes, This is a great neutral palette. This is their Garfield palette. Look at this color story. It's so cute. I might keep this one too, actually. The Betty Boop palette is so cute, and I was like such a Betty Boop gal when I was younger. I think I'm going to pass this on though. I just don't really need it, and I don't like Betty Boop that much. Okay, I'm getting rid of this Michaela palette. It's just a giant green, purple, blue palette. Very pretty color story, but irrelevant at this point. I will say this was iconic when it launched. It's a Michaela palette with Glamlight. This was her first collaboration from what I remember, and yeah, I think she's getting like Birkins now as gifts from brands, so it feels like a long time ago. Oh man, it's hard to part with this one, but I just never reach for it. It's the Glamlight Ice Cream palette. This was iconic when it launched, okay? This beautiful half neutral, half pastel palette. So pretty. But I have the Blend Bunny Sickly Sweet, so I think I'm okay. I've got the Barbie palette with Glamlight, so cute. And I've got the Scooby-Doo palette. I think this is so pretty, but I hate this packaging, so I'm passing it on. And then I'm gonna get rid of the Ghostface palette too. It's really a cool tone palette. It's a cool tone palette, but I will never reach for this again. Okay, so just to give you guys an update, this is my current Glamlight collection. We whittled it down to 5 palettes because I'm just kind of over the brand, if I'm being really honest with you guys. I don't think they did anything. I still really admire them, and I'm so happy for their success. I just want to see something different. Okay, we're looking at my Sydney Grace collection. Honestly, I thought I had more Sydney Grace palettes, so clearly I've been making sure I trim it down every single year. So I'm actually probably gonna get rid of quite a few of these because I'm just okay with it at this point. I used to keep a lot of stuff for reference, but I don't feel like I need to do that as much anymore. Sydney Grace is one of my favorite brands. They were like one of the first indie brands to like notice me and send me PR, so I'm so appreciative of that. And you just never should forget where you came from, you know? So this is their beautiful Be Mine palette. It was from one of their Valentine's collections. And they're one of the first indie brands that did like a lighter and deeper version of each palette. So I just really admire them all around. They're a made in the USA brand. And I think they're owned, is it two sisters that own the brand? I can't remember off the top of my head, but I just admire them so much. So they're just doing their own thing, kind of like staying in their lane. I would love to see them branch out and do other color stories. I will say they did a lot more colorful single eyeshadows, so that's an option if you're into it. But I probably will get rid of Be Mine, and then I'm gonna declutter this one as well. This is their Glitzy Fritzy collab palette that they did. I don't remember if I dropped mine or if these metallics are just so soft, but I'm going to go ahead and move this on. It's a beautiful color story. This is their first palette that they did. It's Autumn's Rain. I just held on to this because I, again, love this brand so much, and I bought this one with my own money. I'm pretty sure I bought this one, and it's beautiful, but I never use it, so I think I'll pass this on. And then I'm going to probably get rid of the Tropic Color palette. This is the collab with the Fancy Face, and I love Tina so much. I am such a fan of her. Like, I've been watching her for so long, and I got to meet her in New Orleans last year, and that was so exciting. And now she's having a baby, and yeah, it's just so crazy because parasocial relationships are real. Sometimes you just get so attached to your creator friends. So anyways, that is beside the point, but this is her collaboration with them. I know she also really loves Sydney Grace, so this was definitely like a labor of love between the two of them. And I think she chose some really great shades. She paid homage to her roots, her Jamaican roots. So yeah, love that. But I don't think I need to keep this to celebrate Tina, of course. We've got the summer palette. These I think they did last year for their Christmas in July sale. This is so cute. I might hold on to it. And then we have Southern Spring, which looks like this. It's a beautiful grungy neutral palette. Mountain Trail kind of reminds me of summer. I guess it's more grungy greens than any pops of blue. I might keep this. This is cute. We've got California Coast. I think this one was neutral. Yeah, I can go ahead and pass this on. We've got Northern Winter. It's cute. I'm from the north, but I think I can live without it. We've got Eastern Fall, which is another beautiful neutral palette, but I think I can pass this on. Unbreakable Bond is a beautiful palette. They did two of these, a light and deep version, but I never reached for it. Tiny Marvels was created in collaboration with Mel Thompson. She's a creator that passed away a few years ago, and I really don't want to get rid of this because it's just such an iconic palette. I believe that Mel's family still earns a portion of proceeds from the sale of this palette. And she was an icon. I never got to meet her, but she just always came across as the sweetest person. And she was really great at makeup. So if you get a chance and you haven't checked out Mel's channel, it's Mel Thompson on YouTube. I'm pretty sure her channel is still up. Heaven on Earth is another beautiful green blue, but it's very grungy. These aren't really my favorite shades of blue or green, so I can pass this on. Unveiled, they did in collaboration with a wedding makeup artist, which totally makes sense, like the theme and the colors. And I think that if I was a wedding makeup artist or I was about to be a bride again, I could totally see myself holding on to this, but alas, neither of those things are happening. So I would be happy to pass this on to one of my neutral wearing friends. And then we have Love's Journey. This is a really pretty neutrally cool tone palette. Again, these shades are just so great for every day. So I always say if you're looking for great everyday neutral colors, check out Sydney Grace because their quality is so good. So pigmented, so creamy. I have a whole playlist for them. So if you want to check out any of these palettes, the swatches and stuff, you will be able to find it on my playlist. Okay, so this is my Sydney Grace collection now. I narrowed it down to 3 palettes, which I'm very happy about. Okay, you guys, Strawberry Kiss was hiding, so this is another Sydney Grace palette that I'm going to go ahead and declutter. Super pretty, kind of like red toned mauve palette, but I don't need it. Okay, so we have Lunar Beauty, JolieBeauty, and I think my entire Nomad collection, except maybe a few palettes because, again, I've pulled things for different videos. Things are everywhere. It is what it is, but let's start off with Nomad. So this one, I think I was going to declutter last year as well, or I should say 2023. This is the Orient Express palette. They had a bit of controversy with this one back in the day, but I kind of held on to it, and I don't know. Is there a point to me holding on to this anymore? Probably not. So I'll probably go ahead and just pass this on. I'm sorry. I know I said that probably the last time, and I'm pretty sure there was somebody reaching out to me asking for a Nomad palette to be listed on Poshmark, and I just never got around to it. So I'm sorry, please don't get super invested when I say I'm decluttering things and I'll put it on Poshmark because it might never happen. But if you happen to be on my Instagram or, you know, you happen to just be really lucky, then you might catch a post of me when I'm not being lazy that I put this on Poshmark and you might be able to snag it, but I'm not making any promises, okay? Okay, I think this one is discontinued. This is their Paradise Island palette, and it's a really pretty green and orange and blue color story, definitely giving tropical paradise. I need to double check if this is still being carried at their store. If not, I think I'll probably declutter it because I just need to pare things down to make room for new things. This palette is so pretty. I love this packaging. This is their Royal Europe palette, and it's a bit of a deeper, grungier color story. This whole bottom row is multi-chromes, and I think it's a fun one. I feel like this one got discontinued too, but it's a beautiful half neutral, half grungy greens palette. This is their Okavango Safari palette. This is a more recent launch. It's the Polar Express palette. Super pretty. Oh my goodness, I love this one. This is their Mount Fuji palette. Look at this color story. It was a beautiful color story. It's like blues, reds, and then a pop of yellow. These ones, I think it's time to let go. I believe this is like a mini like travel theme brand within the Nomad lineup, so it's called Nomad Air, and they did these little 6-pan like airport themed palettes, and I think it's such a good idea, but I just wasn't a fan of these color stories, so I'm going to go ahead and pass these on. I love the Haunted Europe palette, so I'm not going to get rid of it, but this is such a fun grungy color story. They actually re-released this for Halloween this past year in 2024, and I think they also did Ghost Town USA at the same time, right? So this palette, oh, so cool. This one I love. So this is their Verona palette, and it's inspired by Romeo and Juliet. Kind of different packaging. I feel like some of these eyeshadows were a little bit harder pressed, so I don't know that this palette did as well as I would have wanted it to because I love me some Shakespeare, but I have to keep it. It's so fun. This is a great green palette. I want to do a St. Patrick's Day palette video, but let's just be real. This is the only one you need. This is their Ireland palette, and it's so cute. This is a newer palette for them from 2025. This is the Chamonix palette, and I think this was their first palette of 2025. I know they just started teasing their next palette, so I'm very, very excited. I think that should be coming in the mail any day now, but how cute. Okay, so this is their Florida Keys palette. Just a fun margarita sipping by the pool vibes palette. Okay, this one is so cute. It is a rainforest themed palette. Look at those fun colors. I've got the National Parks palette, and this is so cool. I want to go to all these national parks so bad, but I love this color story. Okay, this is the Shame one. Oh my gosh, I meant to use this so many times. I think I've kept it from being decluttered so many times and I never got to it, so it's time to let it go. But this is their Ooh, what was this one called? I think it's like a Japanese theme, but the way I wanted to love this and never got around to using it. Love this one. This is the New Zealand Stargazing palette. Fun fact about me, I don't really talk about family too much, but my mother-in-law, one of my mother-in-laws, she's a newer mother-in-law, let's say, she is from New Zealand, so I feel like it's kismic, I guess. This is their Fire and Ice palette. This is their Iceland palette. So cool. Love it so much. This is the Whistler palette. Love this one as well. I love when they do wintry ski themed palettes or like winter destinations. This is one of my favorites. It's the Hudson Valley palette from Nomad. Such a beautiful fall themed palette. Okay, let's go ahead and look at my JolieBeauty palette. So this is the Sorceress palette. I'm pretty sure this is the first one I bought from them. I bought all their palettes. I think their last palette I did get in PR, but everything else I've purchased with my own money. So this is a beautiful color story. If you know me, I just love their color stories, which is why I keep buying from them. This is their Sirens palette. This one also needs to go in my shame bin because I have not tried this palette. It's so pretty though. I bought it because I waited for like a sale, and yeah, I haven't used it yet. Vampirism was another one I purchased, and I think it's really a fun color story, but I will say the other two are definitely more up my alley. I also have Ethereality, which is more of their pastel-y blue palette, and it's so pretty. And then I'm so mad at myself that I haven't used Carnival yet because, again, look at this color story. It's basically Halloween in an eyeshadow palette, and I need to try it. Okay, so let's look at my Lunar Beauty palettes. I really love some of the color stories, and then some of them I've just bought for the sake of having like a complete collection. It's something I care about a lot less nowadays, but anyway, this is their Medusa palette. I honestly bought this because my friend Heather loves this collection, and it was available on beautybay before it was gone, so I did end up grabbing it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker for a good siren theme, and this is their Siren Sunset palette. Look at this packaging, first of all, and then the color story, of course, really vibes with me as well. The Strawberry Dream palette, I think is the first palette he started doing these like raised moons on his packaging, and it's a really cute palette. We've got a little bit of neutral, a little pop of blue. It's a sweet palette, and I'll probably just keep it. This is the Nude Prism palette. I think this is Manny in a palette. Some gorgeous everyday neutral shadows. I love Moonshroom. It is the perfect neutrals with a twist, or like a spicy neutral vibe palette. So we've got some grungy greens, some neutral browns, and then pops of yellow. Such a fun color story, and this packaging is so cute as well. I've got the Full Fantasy palette. This is the collab between Full Fantasy, Lunar Beauty, and Laura Lee. Laura Lee and Manny are BFFs, and they have a podcast together, and I think this is a pretty palette. Say what you want about Manny, I feel like he always gets the packaging right. So this is Moonspell Volume 2. Honestly, not a big fan of this palette, but I think it's so cute. So I do kind of hold on to it just for the purpose of the packaging. And Moonspell Volume 1 is just iconic. This color story, are you ready? Ah, one of my favorite color stories from back in the day. And again, I definitely keep this around because of the packaging, not because the color story is that unique, but they look like little spell books, okay? I love that. And then we have Eternal Eclipse, and this is a beautiful kind of grungy blue and neutral palette. And again, stunning packaging. Manny always nails his packaging. Okay, if you made it this far, leave me a blue heart emoji so I can give you a virtual high five. Thank you so much. You are such a trooper, and I just wanted to stop in and say hello. Okay, so we've got a few palettes here that I have like less things from, and most likely will get decluttered. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter my Be Perfect and Stacey Marie palette. I love these palettes. I think the quality is amazing, but I haven't reached for them in a long time, and I do keep things for reference purposes, but I have not referred to this palette. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this on. Same with the other Carnival palettes. Honestly, it kind of pains my soul, but I just never reach for this. So why am I keeping it? And I know I have these colors somewhere else. And then this is the Interstellar. Oh my gosh, so iconic, but I never use it. Kind of reminds me of the Blend Bunny and Ellis Atlantis palette, honestly. And yeah, even more reason to get rid of it. The Light Scatters palette is a collab between Cleona and Millie from Bad to the Brow. And honestly, this is just sitting on a shelf because I need to find it a permanent home. I'd probably keep it with all of my Cleona shadows. So once I make space, it'll have a home, but I just wanted to show it to you guys. This is the Paradise Cove palette by Gourmand Girls and Ladybug Glow. It goes with the other El Camino palette I was telling you guys about. So this is such a fun color story, and I feel like they really nailed it. This one is a newer palette from Beaute Bar. This is their Morally Grey palette. It was their 2025 Valentine's palette and collection. So again, it's just sitting here free on the shelf because I hadn't put it away yet from filming my January eyeshadow palette ranking video, but it's such a cute palette and I would recommend checking out my ranking videos or my ranking playlist because I feel like it's very informative. This is the other palette that goes with the DD Signature collection. So this is the Elegance palette and it's the only one I tried from their collaboration. I don't really reach for this palette, but I'm going to keep it. It's the first palette from Izumaya, and I know they're currently at Sephora, but I don't think they have any eyeshadow palettes, so this is a fun one that's a little bit unique to my collection, and I want to hold on to it. Okay, so these are the Tarte Maneater palettes. This is the first one they ever did, and it was such a hit. Really great quality, so I like to keep this just to have as a reference. And then they came out with Maneater 2, which is a more purpley, blue, and neutral color combo. This also needs to find its home. This is the Metamorph palette from Arttitude, and I love this color story. I love Arttitude's eyeshadows, and I love their color stories, so it just needs to find the rest of its family. And then I just need to put this away with my other Gourmand Girls palettes as well. This is the Gourmandesize palette, and it's like a cute ice cream themed palette. Okay, so these are the first palettes that Made by Mitchell came out with when he launched his brand, and I love this palette so much. I just think it's like kooky and whimsical, which definitely speaks to his brand, but I haven't really bought anything since kind of first trying them and trying some of their other products, and it's not really for me. Again, I know this brand is also blowing up on TikTok, but I think I'm okay with letting these go. I held on to them for a long time just so I could reference them, but I never do. So yeah, this is a fun color story as well, but I'm okay with letting it go. I think I feel the same way about these Charlotte Tilbury palettes. I kind of kept them for the memes, but I never reached for them, and I'm sure one of my friends that I have in real life would get so much use out of these neutral palettes. And people ask me all the time for my Charlotte Tilbury stuff because it's expensive, and I think I'm happy to pass these on. This was a holiday palette. The quality is excellent, but I have indie palettes that have great quality too, so might as well pass these on. I think something that I've come to the realization with my eyeshadow palettes is that I think there's excitement in having quantity, and I think in my mind that means I have more options, but I'm also okay with having less options because my version of less options is still way more options than most people have. So I'm okay with letting go of some of these things, and maybe it's narrowing down my focus of brands, but I'm okay with it. I feel like I still have a good mix of brands, so I'm not gonna beat myself up over it, really. Okay, so we've got Cinnamon Swirl. This is from Too Faced. Literally never reach for it. We've got Pumpkin Spice. So cute. I think I'm gonna keep both of them just to like have, because I think I'm gonna hold on to both of these though because they're so cute. I thought I was going to use Metal Mania, but I never did. So this is a palette. Actually, maybe I did use it. Yeah, this one has an awesome silver, but I'm going to go ahead and pass this on because I'm never going to reach for this again. And then last but certainly not least, I have two other Danessa Myricks Lightwork palettes. I really bought this one because I was so excited, but I never reached for it. And then this one is Lightworks Volume 3. So you can see I've skipped a few here and there because there are, of course, 6 volumes. But this one's pretty. Definitely more user-friendly than this one because these were like water activated. It was like a whole situation that I don't really want to deal with. So I could probably easily declutter these, but I'm going to keep them because they're cute and I spent a lot of money on them. So yeah, I might as well hold on to them. Okay, friends, here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's start off with FantasyCosmetica. So this is their Lost Libraries little cutie 6-pan single shadow collection. Here's their latest palette. This is the Monk palette. Love this color story so much. We've got the gorgeous Bard palette. This is like a half neutral, half like blue palette. I got the Druid in the new packaging, so this looks unused, but let me tell you, because I want to brag about this, I was definitely one of the few people that got the Druid palette in PR back in the day. We have Wizard, which is so cute as well if you're into blues. Love the Warlock palette. Kind of a fun color story there. We've got the Rogue palette, kind of a cool tone vibe. Sorcerer is also, I think this is the older packaging. You can see these are those like flaky shimmer shades. Fighter is their really pretty neutral palette. Cradled in Ice is a beautiful purpley blue palette. And then, of course, my beautiful friend Amanda and her collaboration palette with FantasyCosmetica. This is Enchanted Autumn. Gotta show you guys the packaging because it's so cute. But yeah, this is her vibe, so love that. Okay, so let's go into ColourPop. I think I had this in my worst makeup of 2023 or something. Anyway, this is the Alice palette from ColourPop. I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. They sent me this one. It is the Haunted Mansion palette. I actually thought this was a really fun color story, and a lot of the parts of this collection were really cute, so I'm going to keep it. I didn't really like this color story, but again, ColourPop did send me this collection, and Belle is my favorite Disney princess, so I'm going to hold on to that. So Elemental is still in the packaging. I'm pretty sure I used this in a video. I don't know why I kept the packaging for this one, but we're going to go ahead and declutter this because it is going to put you to sleep. I do really like their bigger palettes. This is Smoking Hot. And honestly, I could use some heat right now. My house is so cold. I honestly forgot about this palette. It's so pretty. It's the Aurora Struck palette inspired by the Northern Lights. Matte About Hue is a giant rainbow palette. I don't think I've ever used this. If I have, I can't tell. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this on. Do like It's a Mood. It's a vibe for sure, so I'm going to hold on to that. Getting Fresh is just kind of a fun one. I was curious about this color story, so I did buy it, but I mean, it's okay. I'm still going to keep it because I just like to look at it. It reminds me of like summer and watermelons for some reason. I am a millennial, and Harry Potter was just like a pivotal part of my childhood. So I was very conflicted when ColourPop collabed with Harry Potter because of the recent controversies with J.K. Rowling. But somebody actually got this in PR and they didn't want to talk about it. So they sent it to me, and I'm super grateful because I didn't buy it and they didn't either. And I just love Harry Potter so much. So I'm super happy I have this. I've never used this palette, but I'm so happy I have it because it's so beautiful. Okay, so this is the ColourPop and Muppets collab. This is actually a really pretty color story, but I don't reach for this, so I'm going to pass it on. These ones I was kind of holding on to for sentimental reasons, but I mean, do I really care about Hocus Pocus? Honestly, no. I didn't grow up watching the movie, so I don't think it's that great. I wonder if my kids will ever grow up to like it. I have one child that is so into Halloween. It's adorable. Yes, I know they're super little and it'll probably change, but still, it's so funny to see her just be so into Halloween. Here's the other Hocus Pocus palette, and it's so cute. I kept the packaging because the packaging is cute. Let me show you guys the inside. Okay, here's what the inside looks like. Kind of fun, right? And like the vibes are so cute. Okay, ColourPop did send me this one. This is the Cloud 9 palette. It's an easy pass for me. I held on to the Tinkerbell palette for so long because it's one of their greatest green eyeshadow palettes, but I think I'm okay to let it go now. They sent me Lost in Love as well, and it's a cute color story, but I never reach for it. This is the Mandalorian palette. My husband loves the show. I'm not gonna reach for this though. Okay, I'm gonna pass this on. I'm pretty sure ColourPop sent me the Rudolph palette and I don't ever reach for it, so I'm gonna pass it on. I love this. I'm not gonna get rid of this. This is a Good Sport palette. It's just like one of my favorite color stories that ColourPop has ever done. I'm gonna keep Star Wars too because my husband is a Star Wars fan and I actually really like this color story, and the packaging is like so iconic. I have to keep this one because it's a pretty color story, but do I care? Do I care enough to keep this now? Because I was gonna keep it. I don't even like Raw Beauty Christie and I never really did. So like, do I need this? I think the packaging is so cute though, I will say. I love me some mushrooms. Do I keep it? Nah, I'll pass it on. Maybe somebody else will want it. Color story is not overly scary. Limoncello I love because I love lemons. I love citrusy fruits. I think they're so fun and they're just such fun pops of color. Like I love citrus fruits. So I think I might keep this just for the packaging. Don't come for me. Okay, this one is cute too. It's one of my husband's favorite movies, A Nightmare Before Christmas, but I don't really care that much. Do I? Do I care? Probably not. This one I'm never getting rid of as well. This is the Lush Life palette. So pretty. One of my favorite color stories that ColourPop has ever done. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my declutter pile as well. It's Witching Hour. This is their third, maybe second, I don't even remember. This is their other Hocus Pocus palette, which is cute, but I just don't care that much. Okay, let's do Melt really quick. I think it's gonna be brutal because I'm just also really over Melt at this point. So this is a unused Blueprint palette. I don't know why. I felt like I just had so much money back in the day. I could just throw it in the trash and buy palettes that I never use. This is She's in Parties. They don't make this one anymore either. Super pretty, but as you can see, it's a little bit damaged. And I'm over it. This is the Smoke Sessions palette. I do love this color story, so I'm going to hold on to it. And then this is their Smoke Sessions 2 palette, which is a really pretty purpley palette, so I guess I can hold on to that and get rid of She's in Parties. I honestly never thought I would get rid of my Beetlejuice palettes, but like, do I care that much? I know there's like a part of YouTube where it's like really cool to have these like iconic palettes, and when I see other people do their collection videos, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I should have kept that palette. But do I really feel bad that much about it? Probably not. This is also really pretty. I just thought this packaging was so cool. Literally have memories attached to those two palettes. Okay, I'm gonna give them another year, but I feel like 2026, these are probably gonna go. Okay, this one I can't get rid of because I've told the story a million times with this collection launch when I was in the hospital having my baby, and so this palette will forever remind me of her and that awful traumatic experience, but still nonetheless, makeup does sometimes make things better. Okay, do we care about Halloween Town and Christmas Town? I thought these were a cool idea. The packaging, the size, it's also obnoxious and I never really think about these when I'm going to bed at night. So yeah, I think I'm going to declutter these. I'm going to keep the Fatally Yours palette. This is their first collab with Bailey Sarian. I really want her second one, but I refuse to pay for shipping. So that's actually kept me in line to not purchasing it, which is great because that's just me saving money. And you know, if I get that palette now, it's just gonna sit in my purgatory pile. So I think it's a sign from the universe. This is the Gemini palette, brand new. I must have bought it when they repackaged it. I think I'm gonna hold on to it because I do like this color story. I think it's time to let go of the 420 palette. I thought the formula was not that great and I held on to it so I could reference it, but I never reference it, so why am I keeping it? Didn't really love this one either. This is the Electric palette. They always do like a 420 palette, and so I bought it to review, but it was what it is, you know? It's like whatever. the money's already spent, so you might as well now just fight for the space. This is their Mary Jane palette. It's a beautiful cool tone palette, but I literally never hear people talking about this palette. This is their Gemini 2 palette. I don't know if I never use this. I don't know what's up with me. It's cute, but I'm okay to pass this on. And then these ones, this is so embarrassing, but I have the Vita and Morte palette. Love me some Vita. And then I have the original Morte palette. And then they released the Morte palette, and I bought a second one. Why would I buy a second Morte palette? That literally doesn't make sense, but I did it because I had too much money. So I'm probably gonna try and sell this one. If anybody will buy it off of me, I would be so happy because I could maybe make like $10 back. Gosh, the Natasha Denona packaging looks so boring when you just see it laid out like this, but here is another brand that I honestly don't think I'm gonna declutter much from because I, again, keep things for reference. I don't feel like I reference any of the stuff that much, but a lot of these palettes you can still buy, so I'm gonna keep them in case I decide to go back and like talk about them. This one I don't think you can get anymore, but this is the Star palette. This was when her palettes were like insane prices. I'm pretty sure this one was like $130 something, and it's neutrals. I think this was like when duochromes were really starting to become a thing, so they were just so amazing, so beautiful, and honestly, I should probably declutter this because when am I ever going to talk about this palette? But it's just a part of my collection, so I'm going to keep it. Here's another one that I think we're all just waiting for her to bring some version of this back. This is the Metropolis palette. I actually got this right when it launched, and I just have so many memories attached to this. My husband bought me this palette. I took it on vacation with me when my friends got married in Arizona. And so I just love this palette, and it just got her beautiful creamy matte shadows. And I don't know that this palette works as well as it used to back in the day when I bought it, but I could never get rid of this palette. It's just so beautiful. Okay, I did reference this one in a video recently with the Bloom palette. This is the Biba palette, and again, another like $130 palette. It's neutral, it's boring, but you know, it gets the job done. Oh, this was my favorite Natasha Denona palette before Metropolis came out. This is the gold palette, and they recently came out with the golden palette, but let me tell you, the gold palette was the iconic spicy neutral palette from Natasha Denona, and she has not done this palette justice with the golden palette. That's all I have to say. I said what I said, and back off. I'm contemplating decluttering this, but I won't because, again, I've spent the money, so I have it. But this is a trio chrome palette. This is the one where she did multi-chromes for the first time. And yeah, we all done lost our mind. And it's a cute palette. Is it my favorite? No, but I have it. So there's that. Okay, let's look at all of my non-midi palettes first, and then we can dive into midis. So these ones I bought because they go on sale at Beautylish every year back in the day. $200 palettes. I can't remember, but they go on sale like buy one, get one. So I finally bought them, fully intending like I'm gonna film with these. Untouched. Untouched. Every year I talk about this in my collection video, and the sting and the shame should not go away. Like, you should actually type in all caps about how wasteful it is and how I suck, because I can't believe I have these two palettes and I've never used them. Never used them. So expensive. These were like her first palettes, and nobody wanted to buy them because they were so expensive. And I remember that Fancy Face was the person I saw reviewing this palette, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she bought them. They're so expensive. And then I lusted after them and lusted after them for years and years and years. And I finally bought them, and I've never used them. And I'm not saying that to brag, so don't come for me, Janet. Okay, get off my back. Okay, this is the last expensive palette. Well, they're all expensive, but this is like the $129 palette. This is the Circle Loco. I feel like after we did Circle Loco, she didn't really do much color like this. This is definitely like a kooky palette, and I miss it. I miss kooky Natasha Denona with all her fun color stories. Okay, let's do the face palettes real quick before we switch over to the midis. So this is the Hygen Natural face palette. I feel like this is awful, and I'd probably get rid of it. I don't know if they sell this anymore. I'll probably keep it just to keep my collection together, but I'll probably have to take a peek and see if they still sell that. This is the Love Face palette. It's cute. Not my favorite, but I'll keep it. Whatever. They're great for travel, I will say that. I really like these ones, the Glam Face palettes. So good. I do like traveling with these ones because they have all the eyeshadow you need, beautiful highlighter, beautiful blush, and you're good to go. And then this is the lighter version, I think. I bought this one too because they were on sale. And I was like, why not? I could really see myself using either of these palettes a lot. And then I think that's it for face palettes. So now we can talk about the mini palettes. Okay, so we have the Zendo palette. I never reach for these. I never do. I'm always so busy on to the next kind of vibe. So it is what it is. It's part of my hobby / job. So I'm kind of always moving on to the next thing, but I'm going to keep it. It's cute. I think this was the first ever mini palette. This is the Sunrise palette. This came out when the sunrise shadows and the themes were so in. So totally made sense. And I think then we got the Love palette after that. This was like a Valentine's palette. Really didn't love this so much, but again, for the memes. These palettes are so ugly. This is one of my least favorite Natasha Denona palettes. It's the Retro palette. I could easily get rid of this. This is so ugly. This is the pastel palette. Really too many light shades in one place, but I will obviously be holding on to it. I will say there's better pastels out there. I Need a Nude. She's cute in a pinch, but again, just very one-noted in my opinion. Oh my gosh, this is like another ugly palette. This is the Glam palette. I know so many people love this palette because it's cool tones and it's neutrals, but ooh. Not a fave, not a fan. She's cute. I Need a Warm. I mean, she is a warm palette, okay? Is she my favorite warm palette? No. But she's cute. She will give you a solid neutral eye look. This palette could have been a quad. You know how people say that meeting could have been an email? This palette could have been a quad, a mini palette, something. Again, I bought this for reviews, so I have it. The packaging, super cute, but we didn't need this. This is the My Dream palette, and it's cute, don't get me wrong, but I feel like if I made a palette called My Dream, it would not look like this. Here's the golden palette that I was referring to earlier. Yeah. You see that? Just does not hold a candle to the golden palette. This is still one of my favorite midi palettes. It's the bronze palette. I think this is a really good one if you have a medium or deep complexion. The retro palette is a really cute mauve tone palette from Natasha Denona. I can see people really falling in love with this one. And then my personal favorite is the Yucca palette, and I don't feel like I need to offer an explanation as to why. Things are getting exciting, y'all. Okay, let's start off with this brand that's a little bit newer to me. So this is Davini Beauty, and I have their Ascension palette, which is one that I wanted to try, but it sold out right away. So when I bought the Currency palette, they actually kindly sent me this one. I can't remember if I've actually tried this one out on my eyes, but I have swatched it, I believe. And yeah, they're just like a fun new brand. I also have the Currency, which looks like this. This is like their Under the Sea palette. And then I think this is my favorite palette from them, which I think you guys are going to be shocked because it's a mostly neutral palette, but it's so good. The formula is so amazing. And yeah, I was really impressed. Okay, I'm going to run you guys through my Huda collection. This is the nude palette. I think I'm going to declutter this. I think it's time. Same with the Mercury Retrograde. I just never reach for this one. I'm also going to go ahead and get rid of Desert Dusk. These were like my favorite neutral palettes back in the day, guys. This is the Naughty palette. I think I can live without this too. I think I can live without Rose Quartz as well. And I think I can live without Rose Gold as well. This was her first palette. They did repackage this, so I bought the new version, but I don't reach for this ever. I'm going to keep Pretty Grunge because I think this was 2023 holiday. And I do like to review her big palettes, but I think she announced in 2024 that that was going to be her last one, her last big palette. So I don't even know if it was just like clickbait or if it's real. But honestly, I feel really comfortable partying with all of these other palettes, which I never thought would happen because I've been such a Huda lover for so long. I think it's just showing you where I'm at in life as far as what I really like. And then this is the Empowered. It's cute, but again, I never reach for this, so I think I'm ready to move on. Like, I really feel comfortable saying that. I do like the bronze palette. Okay, maybe I'll keep this one because I want to have some palettes that are sold at Sephora, so I'll keep this one and Pretty Grunge. And I just got rid of pretty much everything in my Huda collection. That's wild. The thing I'm telling myself is that getting rid of stuff is actually helping me display the things I love the most, which is making me so happy because I was looking at like my Odenseye and it had palettes like stacked on top of each other because I didn't have room on the shelf. And now I actually will, which makes me so happy. So there's that. So I don't know if a lot of you know this, but Odenseye did do a single collection. I think this was from 2022 or maybe 23. And I did receive them. I did swatch all of these in a YouTube video. I don't really like singles, but I keep these ones because Odenseye is one of my favorite brands. And I just keep them with eyeshadow palettes. But yeah, I just figured I'd show them in this video. Okay, am I going to be cutthroat? Probably a little bit, but I do enjoy all of my Odenseye palettes, so a lot of them I am going to keep. I love this Red Dragon palette. This was their collab with Judy. This is the Hummingbird palette. This is their collab palette with Tina. I love the Giant Wolves palette from Annette. I know Annette's done a few collaborations. This might be my favorite palette that she's done though. Okay, I named my kid Freya after this collection because the name was like freshly on my mind. And my husband really loves the name, and Freya is a Norse goddess. She rides a chariot of cats. She's the goddess of basically everything, and so is my daughter. So I will get rid of these because I have to show them to her someday. But yeah, I just have such sentimental attachment to these because this collection came out right before, and that's kind of how I was inspired by her name. If you haven't met Miss Hella, you missed out, girl. Iconic palettes. These are the collaboration palettes between Odenseye and my friend Angelica. And oh my gosh, these are so cool. I just will never get over these. The packaging, Trick or Treat, so cute. And I do actually have her collab palette with Kaleidos. I don't think I showed it in my video, so I need to remember to do that at some point. But here is the little ghost palette, and like whoever does Odenseye's packaging freaking nails it. Like I would want to hang that in my house. I would love that on a poster. I would love this on a shirt. Angie, you fabulous, fabulous human being. Okay, so this is the original Norns palette, and I'm pretty sure my husband bought me this, or maybe I bought it, I don't know, but they did redo this palette, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the original. Oh yeah, my kid got into this one and kind of wrecked it. It was like brand new. That's when I was a really new mom and I didn't know any better. So now I've learned all my makeup stays locked up because my kids will destroy it, and honestly, it was my fault. So anyway, this palette is beautiful. It's such a great color story. I'm so happy they redid it, redid the packaging and stuff. I'm gonna hold on to this one. This is Mighty Monster. This was round 2 with Annette and Odenseye. And then they did a collaboration with these 3 beautiful women. I believe I've met all of them. I'm so pumped to say that. So this is Floral Story, which is makeup just for fun, and Odenseye. Got to meet Lauren in New Orleans. Such a fan, such a fan. This is her palette, the Sea Talk palette. And then Betty Jean, oh my gosh, Planet Spirit. That is her palette with Odenseye. So yeah, love these women so much. Okay, this is the Solman 2 palette. I think they redid, is this the redone version? I'll have to look and see. I can't remember now. We've got the Spring Dragon palette. This is their pastel palette with Judy. We've got the Earthwood palette. This is Tina's second palette with Odenseye. These palettes are so underrated from Odenseye. This is Stone and Rock. Oh my god, look at this grungy green color story. And let me tell you, the formula, amazing. This is Jewels and Gem. Such a pretty cool tone palette. Okay, so every year Odenseye does a holiday collection, and this is from like 2022, I think. This is their Christmas Eve palette, and I love these. I would never get rid of them. I just love these so much. This is from 2023, I believe. This is Hey Reindeer. Not as iconic as Christmas Eve and Christmas palette, the other one I'm going to show you, but still love this little series they do every year. This is the Snow Dream palette. And then here's the Merry Christmas palette. Oh my god, stop. This is so beautiful. I can't even. Okay, and then in 2024, they did the Eternal Twilight palette. This is the biggest palette they've ever done, and as you can see, it's split in halves. So it's super cute. I kind of wish these were two palettes, but I also feel like I get why they did this because it's just different, and some people prefer big palettes. There's a lot of wasted space. I feel like they could have laid this out a little bit better. So many things I would tweak, but that doesn't mean that it's all about me. Okay, so here's another Solmon too. I can't remember which one's which. I think this is the new version. Super cute. Both of them are cute. And I just love Odenseye. Okay, here's more singles. So they did some matte singles. And then here's more shimmers. Ooh. So we decluttered one Odenseye palette, which I think is a win. Okay, so I do get PR from Alter Ego, and this is a dupe brand. So this is their Wildwood palette. This is the Dream Gaze palette. This is the Mirage palette. This is a beautiful neutral palette. And if you're balling on a budget, these are great. They always have really good sales too. And then this is the Mystique palette. Okay, here's a brand I'm about to be ruthless with. I love acebeaute so much, but I don't know what's going on with them. Don't mean to sound like a broken record, but I could really use the space, so I'm going to let go of pretty much all of these palettes. So this is the Vintage Dawn. I think I might keep this. This is the Envy palette. Really like the color story of this one too. This is the Aura, but I'm okay, I think, with letting this one go. This is beautiful. This is the Oceanic palette. Do I want to keep this? I think so. This one's beautiful too. This is the Flare. This is the Nostalgia palette. I'm getting rid of this one for sure. This is their Paletopoly palette, and they designed this actually like a game, and I just didn't like this concept. And I don't really love the color story, so I'm gonna pass this on. This is the Smoky Roses palette. I think my kid got to this one too. Oh my gosh, I love this color story. This is the Tropical Vibes palette. I think I'm going to keep this one. And then I really like this color story too. This is the Ambiance palette. I think I could probably live without this, but their formula is so good too. Oh, I want to keep it. I'm not going to keep it. I just don't feel like I'll ever regret letting go of some of these things, you know what I mean? So they did this collection. It's like a skinny pan little collection of 4 palettes when doing like a bunch of mini palettes were really in, and these are so cute and the formula is amazing, but I never reach for these, so I'm going to go ahead and pass them on to a better home. Here's another brand that I'm just kind of bored with. So this is all of my Juvia's Place palettes. This is their Zulu palette. I'm gonna get rid of most of these. I feel like I can't get rid of the Tribe palette because it was iconic back in the day, and now I feel okay with getting rid of it. This is one of their newer palettes. It's the Candy Shop palette, but I never reached for it, and I thought the formula was okay. I don't think I ever used this one. This is the Garden of Juvias. It's their pastel palette. It looks really pretty, but again, unused. I do love me the Wahala palette. This was really a fun palette, and it has some really beautiful colors and formula. I want to say I want to keep it, but I don't really reach for this, so why keep it? This is the Wahala palette. It was beautiful at its time. It has a multi-chrome in it, but I'm okay to move on. This one was fun too. I forgot about this. The Afro Galactic palette. Super fun, but I'm okay with getting rid of it. And then we have the Culture palette and the Culture 2 palette. I think I'm going to get rid of both of these too. So I think I just got rid of all of my Juvia's palettes. I now have none, which I'm okay with. I'm absolutely okay with. You know, in relationships, they say when one door closes, another one opens up. And this is a door that I am about to swing open. I love Cosmic Beauty, and I just want to make room for palettes like this. I love these palettes. I'm so happy that I get to work with this brand. And again, these were just piling up on each other because I didn't have any shelf space, and now I do. So this is their Delicious Delights palette. I, of course, had a bit of a mishap in the mail, but I don't think they sell this one anymore, so I'm gonna probably... I was gonna keep it, but now I think maybe I should just declutter it because I don't think you guys can buy it, so I'm not even gonna reference it really, and it's kind of messy, not gonna lie. I could probably clean it up, but I don't think I want to. This is their Cutie Gothic palette. I believe this was a Halloween launch last year, or maybe it was 2023? It's cute though. This is the iconic Serenity palette, the one that kind of really put them on the map for me. Oh my gosh, the Wonderland palette is just the perfect snowy palette, and if you love blues. The Muse palette is like a spicy neutrally palette. Not really, actually. It's mostly like a muted, whimsical fairy garden type vibe. If you are a neutral girly, have no fear. The Neutrals palette is here for you, and it's excellent. If you guys know me, you know how much I love the Undergrowth palette. This is their latest palette. It's the Lovers palette. They did this one for Valentine's 2025. This is probably one of my favorite palettes from them. This is the 'Tis the Season. Sinister's not my favorite, but this was their Halloween mystery box palette from 2024. This is such a fun palette. This is the Cool Trolls palette. It went with the Neutrals palette. This is the palette actually I think they had before I saw Serenity. This is the Royal Roses. I think I got Delicious Delights and Royal Roses mixed up. So yeah, I'll actually probably keep Royal Roses and still probably get rid of Delicious Delights because it's so messy. I don't know. I can't decide. Maybe I'll keep all of them. It's fine. I love this brand. Okay, I'm about to get a little brutal here as well with LethalCosmetics, one of my favorite German indie brands. And I feel like their formula has honestly gotten so much better over time. So I'm going to go ahead and be a little ruthless here so I can make room for some new palettes from them. This is a cute color story. I don't even know what this palette is called because they don't put their names on the palette, so I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm okay to go ahead and part with this one. I'm also going to go ahead and part with this palette. These two you can pry out of my cold dead hands. I love this palette from them. It is their, I don't remember what these were called, but I think it's like, I don't know actually. I don't know. This one, so beautiful. I think they should relaunch these in their new formula. This is cute. I'm going to keep this. This one I don't think is my favorite color story, so I'm going to pass this on. I love Teresa is Dead, but if you know me, you know these colors aren't really for me, and these color stories aren't really my vibe. So huge congratulations to her on this awesome collab, and they did a second collab as well, but I think it's time for me to pass these on. These are their cake liners. I feel like cake liners aren't really that much of a thing anymore. I know that I have the Blend Bunny and Lynn's cake liner palette, so I think I could pass this on to somebody else. Oh boy, I forgot about these. These are so pretty. They're single shadows, but oh, this is such a mess. I'm going to have to clean this up. I don't know if I'm going to keep all of these. But yeah, these shades were so pretty. More single shadows from Lethal. And then we have some beautiful multi-chromes from them as well. Okay, so these are their newer palettes that I love, love, love so much. So they did a collection with Avatar: The Last Airbender. And we have this beautiful one that is water. They did Air, which is probably my least favorite, but I'm going to keep it together. The collection, I mean. Love the green palette. This is Earth. And then we have Fire, which is honestly so fire. And then this is their latest palette. It's their collaboration with Dexter. And I love the show. I watched the whole thing. And so I'm super happy to have this because I'm a big fan. Okay, friends, it's time to declutter. Another one of my favorite brands. I feel like I know what I'm going to do, but I also feel like I don't know what I'm going to do. So let's start off with some things that are an easy keep. This is Sorcerer's Smoke, and it's a beautiful, hi, it's a beautiful grungy palette from Unearthly. They started doing these rectangular 12-pan palettes, and I love them so much. Gonna have such good memories with Spring Magic because this one came out while we were at Creators and Friends in 2024, and I got to see it, and then I got it sent to me, and I love it so much. The High Temp palette is so stunning if you love warm tones. I don't want to get rid of Get Groovy, but this was a limited edition palette, and I think I have Vitality. No, I'm going to keep it. I just love the formula, and I love that particular format. This is the Surrender palette. This was from a Valentine's Day mystery box, I believe. Have to keep my Cutie Devour. The Charmer palette is so fun as well. This is the Dreamer. This was another mystery box palette. So cute. Love me some Don't Be Jelly. Such a fun palette. The Gargoyle palette is iconic. And then Fall Magic is lovely as well. So I'm definitely going to keep all of those. Okay, now for the fun part. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to get rid of the Warms My Blood palette because I never reached for this, even though it's amazing. I loved this collab that they did. I don't feel like it got the attention it deserved, but this is a really beautiful, colorful palette for women of color. Love the Dead of Night palette. I think I'm going to keep this because I love this color story. All I ever wanted is her beautiful all shimmer palettes. I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this though because I never really reached for all shimmer palettes. I'm going to keep Vitality because this is a rainbow palette from Unearthly. Leather and Lace is so cool, but I feel like I have this color story in Sorcerer's Smoke and some of the others, so I think I can go ahead and pass this on. I did decide that I'm going to get rid of the Not Normal palette because I have the remastered version, and personally, I just think it's better. This is another all shimmer palette. This is the All I Ever Wanted palette as well. I'm so grateful to Unearthly for sending these my way, but I just don't feel like there's any point with me keeping these because I just don't reach for them as much. Oh my gosh, I love this palette so much, and I love the person that created it. This is the Resurgence palette with Unearthly and Heather Austin, my babe. I love her. And this is her collab with Unearthly. I hope Amanda plans on redoing Fairy Floric. Until she does, I'm going to keep it because it's a beautiful pastel palette. I did get rid of all of these Halloween palettes. I really like this color story. Amanda, can we do this one too? This is the Weirdos palette. Fall Magic, I feel like I shouldn't. Yeah, I can get rid of this one because the new Fall Magic is pretty awesome. Grind is getting discontinued, but hopefully we'll get something new with this color story, but we have High Temp and stuff, so I'll be okay. I think I can go ahead and pass this on. Okay, this was from a mystery box as well. I can't remember which one, but such cute little quads. So we have Creepy Crawly. This is Thirst. And then this is the Chilling. So cute, but I never reach for these. I'm just going to keep them just for collection purposes. This is so cute. This is the Spaced Out palette. This was a summer mystery box. It's muted, but it's interesting in its own way. I really like this formula too, so I'm going to keep this. This is the Night Terror palette. It's a really pretty purpley palette. I think this was another Halloween mystery box. And then finally, I have the Not Normal Remastered. This is so beautiful. This is my favorite palette of January 2025. This didn't come out in 2025, but I finally used it this year, and it's beautiful. So if you haven't figured it out by now, I like to store my palettes by brand just because it's easy for me to find them. This is the plastic palette from Blend Bunny. I just featured this in my January eyeshadow palette ranking video, so it's sitting here to the side, and I just wanted to show it to you. I think this is the smallest palette they've ever done. So I really like the format of this. It's a little bit different from their other layouts. But this isn't my favorite Blend Bunny color story, so I did end up ranking it a little bit lower in January. Same with the Minka Remastered palette from Adept. I also featured this in my January ranking video, so that's why I didn't show it with my other Adept palettes, but this is such a pretty spicy neutral palette from Adept. Okay, I have this coffee shop palette from Juvia's Place. This is a really pretty spicy neutrals palette. I have not used this. I think I bought it because it's a newer Juvia's Place palette compared to some of the other ones I previously had from them, but it's brand spanking new. And I don't think I'm ever going to reach for it, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter it. This is the Gourmand Girls Calavera palette. I think this is the biggest palette that Gourmand Girls has done. It's a big rainbow palette, and I think they did this for Halloween 2024 with the beautiful sugar skull on the packaging. This is definitely a collector's item in my collection. There's dust on it. It is the Moschino and Sephora collaboration. I still remember the day this launched. It was such a hot mess launch, and I stopped that Sephora website until I got every piece I wanted from this collection. So this is the really cute eyeshadow palette, and then this is what the inside of the palette looks like. It's just a half neutral, half colorful palette, and I don't use this anymore, but I definitely hang on to it for the memories. Okay, I have some Game Beauty palettes, and I decluttered a lot of them in my 2023 collection video, but I held on to a few. So this is the Fantasy palette, which is a really cute color story, but I don't think I'm ever going to actually end up reaching for this. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter it. This is the Cyberpunk palette, and I did use this one. Again, I just don't reach for these Game Beauty palettes, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter them. If they send me a new one, I will try it, but I don't think there's any reason for me to hold on to these. This is the Adventure palette. I believe this one is also brand new. I can't remember if I bought this one or if they sent it to me, but I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to somebody else. Okay, these Game Beauty palettes are really cool. They're like elemental palettes. So this one I believe is Fire. This one is Earth. Super pretty green palette. This one is Geo. Really pretty neutral palette. We've got the Water palette. And this one is the Electro palette. It's a beautiful purple palette. Okay, so we're going to look at all my Martine Cosmetics palettes. This is the Martine's Diner palette. Such a cute pastel-y palette. I just really love the color stories and the packaging of this brand. I don't always make videos about them because they're an indie brand from another country, and I don't really know how many people really follow them, but I usually grab these palettes on beautybay when they come to beautybay, I should say. This is their Nitro Speed palette, so it's like a fun neon palette. I don't think I've used this one either. This is the Shark Attack palette. I know I haven't used this one, but it's a fun blue monochromatic color story. This one was themed Moolah, and I love this. It looks like a leather purse and then a big debit card, but it's a fun green palette. This one was alien themed, I'm pretty sure. These are a little hard to open, but look at that color story. So fun. Just like a cool tone palette with pops of green. This is a holiday palette, so cute. And I love this color story. I think this was a Halloween launch, and it's called the 669 palette. So it's very grungy with some really deep shades. Okay, so The Lion King is having a major resurgence in my household. And this is a collection they did when the second movie came out, the live action. And it was a collab between Beyonce's makeup artist and a brand. I can't remember the brand, but I had to have it, and I just keep it around as a collector's item. We've got some Artitude palettes. So this is their Obsessions palette. And I think this is where things really started to get good with the brand. This palette has an amazing formula, and I've been really enjoying Artitude's new palettes. I think this is an older one they sent me. This is their Maneater palette. I don't think they sell this anymore, but it has a really fun color story as well. I have the Alma palette. This was a collaboration between Amy Loves and a brand, and I just keep it for memories. This is another collaboration. This is Serenity between Menagerie and Annette. Such a fun, colorful eyeshadow palette. And I don't know, I just keep it for the memories. I guess I don't plan on using this anytime soon, but I just really think this is beautiful. I have 2 palettes from the brand Deveroon. This is M. Jones's makeup brand. She has a massive Instagram account and does a lot of like swatches and palette content. So I think it's so fun when creators make their own brands, and this is one of our palettes. I think this might be the first one. And then we have Gloomy Gardens. So I bought this one as well, and I know they've come out with more palettes since, but I only have the 2. Okay, this is the What's Up Beauty Dragon's Eye palette. This packaging is like 10 out of 10. Color story is not my favorite, but I get it. Brands want to be true to their aesthetic, so I just keep this because I really appreciate this beautiful packaging. Okay, I think we're gonna make some harsh moves here with bhcosmetics because clearly they're not making a comeback. This is their Blueberry Muffin palette, arguably one of the best blue palettes ever, so I think I'm gonna hold on to it. I just can't bring myself to get rid of it. I've got the Paris palette, another great blue palette, so I'm gonna hold on to that. I guess I got rid of the green one. I thought I had it. These ones are so good. I literally have not used them in forever, but I just can't bring myself to get rid of them. This is Cotton Candy, and I feel like if I keep one, I should just keep them all. This is Bubblegum. This is Orange Sorbet. I've got Pistachio. I was gonna declutter these, and now I'm like, nah, I'm gonna keep them. This is Cherry on Pop. And then we have Sugar Cone. It's a beautiful neutral. I thought I had the avocado palette somewhere, but I guess I must have decluttered it. So I guess I'm not going to declutter anything from bhcosmetics. They're going to survive in my collection for 1 more year. So this is the Komodo palette from Clarity. I think they sent me this one, and it has such a pretty color story. This is Forbidden Love from Clarity. It's a beautiful purple palette. This is Aloha from Clarity, a fun, colorful palette. This is their latest palette. It's the Bitten palette that they did for Valentine's. I think this is available now for pre-order if you wanted to grab it. This is the Cute Haunted palette. This is the Nightshade palette. Such a fun color story. Silent Night. This was from 2023 holiday, I believe. This is the Spooked palette from Gourmand Girls. And then this is the Nouveau Vita palette from Gourmand Girls, and it's their collab with Steph's Beauty Stash. Such a fun one as well. And then we have the Warriors Wear Pink palette. This is a really good one as well. The formula is amazing. And then I think this one was really popular. This is the Peach Perfect palette. And it's just a peachy green color story. And yeah, I feel like this one kept selling out for them. So that's pretty cool. This is my old friend Samantha March collab palette. This is the Dragon Fruit collab from Cleona and Emily Violet Marie. They've since repackaged this. I think it's a cardboard packaging now. Okay, this is the Deep Sea Treasure palette from CleonaCosmetics. It's just 8 beautiful shades from their stained glass collection in a palette form. I'm ready to pass this on. This is the Cosmic Wanderer palette from Terra Moon Cosmetics. I think this was their first palette. I really adore their single shadows, but I haven't really been interested in purchasing singles. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this on to somebody else because I've just kind of fallen out of love with the brand. This is the Kaleidos Escape Pod palette. They sent me a brand new one quite recently, so I just replaced it. They made the, oop, I just dug into that, didn't I? They made the packaging a little slimmer, so I really like that. Here is the Club Nebula palette. It is old but loved. This is Angie's collab, her first ever collab with Kaleidos. And I never used this one, but I have to keep my Deep Sea Luster. This is another one that I keep for collector's purposes. It's so beautiful. And this one really put Kaleidos on the map for me. And then this is another one I keep for the memories. This is the Tati Beauty palette. I think this is the only palette she did, right? And people love this palette. Mine is hardly used, but I just can't bring myself to get rid of it. Even though I don't even watch Tati's channel anymore, I think this is just a piece of makeup history. This is the Sugar and Spice palette. Super cute spicy neutral palette from them. I know the Rich Romantics palette is super popular from the brand. This is kind of a lighter version of the Sugar and Spice palette. This one I think is getting redone. This is the Nearly Neutral palette. Oh, this one was so popular too. This is the Barely Basic palette. Look at this color story. It's so pretty. This wasn't really a favorite of mine. This is the Pretty in Pastel. And then this was the first palette I got from them. This is the Beauty palette. Such a fun color story. And then this was the Sandra Rose palette. I think I picked this up on a re-release. I've never used it. But I think this was like their first palette ever. And I missed it when they first launched it, but I got it on a restock. This is a cutie too. This is the Silent Night palette from them. Just a fun 8-shade color story for the holidays. I showed you guys the other mini palettes. This is the green one. This is the only one I've actually used on my eyes from that 4-piece collection. And then this is the Nocturnal. This is one of their older palettes in this different style of packaging. This is the Glamorous palette, and this has such a cool color story. This is the Into the Night palette. Really not a fan of this raised thing here because it makes it so hard to store, but again, it has a really fun, interesting color story. Okay, we're getting down to the end here, so I've got the Ultimate Cappuccino palette. This is from DD Signature. Just a fun neutral palette with some pops of color. Their Blooming Basket palette. Really fun pastel palette with some darker shades popped in there as well. This is Sweet Aesthetics. It's a beautiful all matte palette. And then this is Chromebook Volume 1. This, I think, was their super popular palette, their holiday palette from 2024. It's Fearless Holiday. So everybody went nuts for this palette, and it's been so popular for the brand, so I'm so happy for them. And then we have my Wicked Widow collection. This is their Scissor Hands collection. This is the Crow collaboration they did. People loved this one as well. Big fans of the movie. And then I have these two little guys from Wicked Widow. So this is the Lovesick palette. Such a cute little color story. And this is the Graveyard Smash palette, another cute color story. I have the Mario palette. I literally bought this because everybody was talking about how good the formula was for this palette, so I ended up picking it up. I think it's fine. Like, I don't really wear shades like this often, but I think this would be a good one for my Shop My Stash, honestly. Okay, let's look at my Beauty Bay collection. So this is the Berries palette. Super cute pink monochromatic palette. This is the Botanical palette, kind of a muted color story, but I just love the Beauty Bay palette so much. I kind of collect them. This one is pretty. This is the Wilderness palette. Such a fun color story. This is Love Notes, another beautiful purpley pinky red color story. This one wasn't my favorite, but I keep it around. It's the Dark Fantasy palette. This is New Mood, kind of a colorful whimsical half neutral palette. This is Age of Opulence. This is a fun color story as well. Here's my favorite. It's the Book of Magic. Oh, such a fun color story. This is Sunset Horizon. Retro Love is not really a favorite, but I just enjoy keeping these together. And then we have the New Romantic, which was another Valentine's release from them. And then I have these big ones. So this is the Earthy palette. This is the Midnight palette. Pretty sure these are unused, or at least this one is. And then we have the Bright palette, which I think I bought before I had the Blend Bunny palette, the Blends palette. So I thought this could be a go-to palette, but I haven't really reached for this very much. Okay, so these are the last few of my bigger palettes, and then we can do mini palettes. So this I bought because I wanted to review it, but I haven't used it ever. This is the Vanity Makeup palette. It looks so pretty. I should see if they still make this. And if they do, I should put this in a video. Otherwise, I'm going to declutter it. Same with the Hindash. I don't think I ever used this after I bought it. Such a waste of money, but I was so curious. And I think I even bought this after it launched. So like, what was I thinking? I think it's time to say goodbye to the Shroud palettes. I don't know if they're ever going to come back. I don't know if any of us care, but this is their Arcana palette. This is their original Creepy Cute palette that I bought with my own money. These are the Betty Jean collabs with them. So this is the It's Freaking Bats palette. I think I'm going to keep that and Hello Bean because I love Betty Jean so much. And then this is the Moonfall palette. I think they sent me this one. I can't remember if I filmed with this or not. And then here's a Simply Posh palette, which must have gotten chucked in here. I don't know if I showed this to you guys, but this is their new palette, the Snow Angel. If I didn't, here it is, but it's going to get reunited with the rest of its family. And then this is the Paleo palette. So this is the Cliona palette I have used. They launched this one with the Archeo and the Oceano, and I only tried the Paleo on my eyes, so that's why it's sitting separate. And then this Clarity one needs to get reunited as well. This is the Lost Kingdom palette, and they came out with 2 other palettes with this collection as well, and they sent me the one, so I have that one. The formula seems a little bit soft in this one, so you have to be very careful with it, but I think that's it for my bigger palettes. Now let me grab my mini palettes so we can talk about those quick too. Okay friends, here's the last bit of this collection video. We're gonna do my mini palettes. Right off the bat, I'm gonna keep all these little quads from Sigma because again, I talk about them quite often. So this is the Bon Bon little quad. Creme Brulee, these are all like dessert themed. This is Caramel Apple, probably the most interesting one for me. This is Tiramisu, love me some tiramisu. Peach Pie for all you peachy fans. And this is Blueberry Parfait, another interesting quad. And I'm gonna keep all these 9-pan palettes from them as well. So this is Fiery, So Pretty. We've got Ivy, which is an interesting color story. This is Rosy. I've got Hazy, Ritzy, Spicy, Jewels, Electric Pink, Beachy, and this is Earthy from Sigma and their 9-pan palettes. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of all these Kaleidos palettes. I never reach for them, and I've just been holding on to them, thinking that they're gonna make a comeback. I don't think they are, and somebody else can either have them or I don't even know because they are quite old, but if somebody wants them, I'll be happy to throw them up on Poshmark and see if somebody wants to pay for shipping. But yeah, it's time to let go. I don't know if I want to open all these. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but I'm not feeling the greatest right now. And I was going to try and film a new makeup releases video, but my tripod's being all weird and I just couldn't do it. So I'm going to finish up this video, but I'm going to go ahead and pass on all of these. Okay, I think these are the BH palettes I can get rid of. So this is Garnet. This is Sapphire. This is Emerald. I've got Citrine, and then we've got Turquoise, which is my birthstone. And this is Peridot. I just kept this because it's a green palette, but I don't need any of these anymore. Okay, I think I'm going to pass on a lot of these Huda ones too. This is the Wild Quad from Hudabeauty back in the day. Super cute, inspired by like smoky tones. This is the Nude Medium or Deep palette. I think this is a cute one too, but I never reach for it. This is the Huda Matte palette. That's all neutrals. This is Haze from Hudabeauty. I never reach for it. This is Wild Chameleon. The other one was Wild Jaguar. This is Wild Chameleon. I'm going to pass it on. I'm going to get rid of these Kaleidos palettes too. I just don't reach for them. This is the Mauve Matte 9-pan palette that Huda came out with. And then here's the Wild Python palette. Never reach for that. These are 2 little mini palettes from Didi. This is Plum Perfection. Really cute, great formula. And this is Taste of Guava. Ooh, that shadow's a bit broken, so I'll have to press that back in there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on as well. It's a really beautiful palette, but I never reach for it. Look at that stunning packaging. Gonna get rid of this Kaleidos one as well. Gonna get rid of both of these from the brand as well. I'm forgetting the name of the brand, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling well and my brain's not functioning. These are so beautiful and intricate, but I never reach for them. I think I can get rid of these Flower Beauty 6 fans as well. These are lovely, but I never reference them. And I'm sure somebody else would love to try these out. So I'll probably either gift this to somebody or put it on Poshmark. Okay, here's another palette from Florasis. So pretty, but I'm going to go ahead and pass it on. This is a Pat McGrath teeny tiny little palette. I might keep this because it's handy for Shop My Stash or travel. This is a Valentine's palette I think that Pat McGrath did. Just like beautiful rosy tones, but I'm going to pass it on. This is another fun Kaleidos palette, but I never reach for it. I'm going to keep the Lisa Aldridge Sorcery palette. I bought this with my own money and it's a beautiful palette. I just don't use it a lot. This Pat McGrath palette is a collab with Star Wars and I've never used it. I bought it because my husband's a Star Wars fan and I thought it was fun. And then this is another Star Wars 5 pan that I've never used, I don't think, or maybe I've swatched it. Okay, this is my little Urban Decay Moondust palette. I hardly use this. I did end up trying it in a Shop My Stash and I thought it was okay, but I definitely prefer my indie eyeshadows. This I got from Creators and Friends from Surat. They gifted these to us and I kept it because I think this is their best-selling quad, but I've never used it. These are some multi-chromes, I think, from Lethal, so I need to put them in with the other singles I have from Lethal. This was a holiday palette from Pat McGrath and I had this in a recent Shop My Stash and I really enjoyed this color story. Okay, these Pat McGrath quads, let's see. That one's cute. This is also a Pat McGrath one. This is one of her first quads, I think, but I never reached for it, so I might pass it on. This is really pretty as well, but I'm gonna pass. And then this is Celestial Divinity Bisque Rose. It's cute, but I'm okay with getting rid of it. Mini palettes, and then we have all the Sigma ones. So this Quarter Rosa is in my Sigma favorites that I have as a collab with Sigma Beauty. It's a condensed version of the bigger palette that you've seen earlier. This is New Mod, such a pretty color story. This is Enchanted. This one is really fun too, and I don't know if they sell the big Enchanted palette anymore. This is Ambiance, a beautiful yellow gold palette. And then this is the most neutral. It's called Warm Neutrals. So I'm going to keep all of those as well because I do feature Sigma and talk about them on my channel. Okay, so we're down to all the Natasha Denona mini palettes. I don't think I'm going to get rid of any of these because I like to keep them and reference them from time to time. I don't know that all of these are available anymore, but that's all right. So here is her latest mini palette. This is the Mini Eye Sculpt palette. I was going to do something with this. I never did, but I might throw it into a Shop My Stash. It's just a gradient of matte eyeshadows from Natasha Denona and great for travel, of course. So this is the Mini Nude palette, and this one's actually signed by her because I got to meet her in Sephora at Times Square in New York. So this one's pretty special for me because I do love the brand. This is the Mini Retro palette, not one of my favorite color stories. This is the Mini Pastel palette, again, not a favorite of mine. This is the Mini Bronze. I do enjoy this color story quite a bit. I had this in a recent Shop My Stash as well. This is the Mini Metropolis. I feel like they could have done a better color story, pulling more inspiration from the larger palette, but this is what we got, a neutral palette with a pop of green. This is the Mini Tropic palette, kind of fun and colorful. This is the Mini Starlit palette. This is the Mini Triochrome palette. I think they just added a blue row to the bigger palette. This is the Mini Xenon palette. It's just a gradient from white to black and a few gray shades in between. This is probably still my favorite mini palette. It's the Mini Gold palette. I really enjoy this color story. It's like neutrals with a twist. So we've got some pinky ones. This is Mini Crush. This is the Mini My Dream palette. This is the Mini Biba palette. And this is the Mini Love palette. Okay kids, so here are all of the mini palettes in my collection that I'm getting rid of. I think I showed you guys every single palette in my collection, what I'm keeping, what I'm getting rid of. I hope you had fun. Let's cut to Karen all dolled up and hopefully not still sick so we can end this video. Tell you guys how many palettes I decluttered in this collection situation. Okay, you guys, we made it to the end of the video. If you made it all the way to the end, please leave the word hero in the comments so I can give you a virtual hug. I'm so appreciative of you sticking all the way to the end. I mean, if you're nosy like me and you love collection videos, sinking my teeth into an eyeshadow palette collection video is like my favorite. I love seeing what other people have, so hopefully you enjoyed yourself as well. If you're wondering what I'm planning on doing with all the eyeshadow palettes that I decided to declutter, they'll probably eventually end up on my Poshmark. It does take me a long time to list things though, so don't go running on there looking for eyeshadow palettes right away. But if I do list stuff, I will always post on my YouTube community tab or my Instagram letting you guys know that stuff is available. But I do have my Poshmark link down below in case you want to go ahead and find me there. That way you can keep your eyes peeled on any products that I'm decluttering. Super excited to give those palettes a new home. And then let's talk numbers, because I don't always talk numbers, and I thought it would be kind of fun because I did count all my palettes. So like I mentioned, I have a total of 674, and my big eyeshadow palettes are 437 and mini eyeshadow palettes are 50. So that's after I decluttered. And then for decluttered palettes, the total is 187, so almost 200 palettes. And of those, what I consider the big eyeshadow palettes, I decluttered 148 and I decluttered 39 mini eyeshadow palettes. So I feel a little bit lighter, I'm not gonna lie. I just wanted to have more room in my makeup collection because I just know what I like. I've been doing this for long enough where if I've kind of gotten over a brand or if they're just not that interesting to me anymore, I want to make space for things I love, because life is too short to have things that you don't reach for as much, just like cluttering up your space. So I am very happy with how everything turned out in this video. I'm sure I've already said it a bunch of times, but thank you so much for watching this video. I do have affiliate codes with some of the brands that I showed palettes from in this video, so I'll try and link as much information as I can down below in case you guys want to shop. Thank you for supporting me. I'm so appreciative. And if you have a little bit more time, I'll throw the link to my makeup collection playlist on the screen so you can watch my other collection videos. If this is all the time you have today, I will see you in another one very, very soon. Bye, friends!